supplies last. Selection varies by location.
The Fanatic.
Now it's time to Kincade and Salciunas is on the air. Broadcasting live on the Fanatic app and YouTube channel. Here are your hosts, John Kincade and Andrew Salciunas. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Well, I can't really read the start of the show sheet, John.
Yeah, you can. You can read. I've helped you with some of the big words before.
Well, it's not big
Take
words.
them slowly.
It's 2 4-letter words. One is well, and the other one starts with the letter S. So I can't really read it.
Well, yeah, now that I glance at that part of it, I didn't realize.
Thanks for checking it out when the show starts.
No, I didn't even want to look at it, honestly, because I knew where we were starting today. We've had such good vibes.
Yeah, it's been such a fun time coming to work every single morning that every once in a while you need to get kicked in the nuts and reminded that sports isn't always about fun.
Do we need it
No.
to get kicked in them? Because we've had so much fun not getting kicked in them.
Yeah.
It's like I really don't need to get kicked in them.
No, you're right.
And
I would prefer not.
as somebody who's had, the cancer down there, I really don't need to get kicked in them. That's all I'm going to tell you. So, seriously, I didn't need last night. Did you need it?
No, I did not need last night.
But you know what? It is a humbling experience.
Yeah, which nobody
to
ever
go through last night.
Yeah, so
Which
both teams lost. The Sixers and Flyers, both teams in the playoffs, I should say, because you're fighting Phillies. They're the hottest team in town. 6 of your last 7.
Yeah, they won.
Flyers and Sixers both handed losses in their playoff games. We'll start with the Flyers because the Flyers, now they're down 2-0, right? Whereas the Sixers go down 1-0. Flyers go down 2-0. And it's just a bummer loss because the Flyers up 2-0 at one point. The Flyers played so well pretty much that entire game, and in overtime they played extremely well, but that doesn't matter. It's who gets the puck in the net in overtime to end the game, and that's what Taylor Hall did for the Carolina Hurricanes.
What the difference is that in the midst of that game, Andrew, it was a team that has literally 3, maybe even 4 lines of more skill.
Yeah.
And more experience. And even though the Flyers carried the play for, I'd say, there were 4 periods of hockey last night. The Flyers carried the play for at least 2.5, if not more, of the play. And were the better team on the ice. TJ Oshie bragging on them last night. PK Subban bragging on them last night. How they did. They carried the play. But they don't have finishers yet.
Right.
And
Michkov had a big chance late in that game. We'll get to Travis Konechny momentarily.
With an opportunity to end it, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, look, Porter Martone hopefully is going to be that guy.
Yeah,
but he's a kid. He's 19 years old right now.
And you're going to see hopefully some other young guys come up in the organization, and you're also hopefully going to have, with money to spend, you're going to trade for a veteran or two that come in here that can put the puck in the net. And that's what happened. Last night, the way you dominate that game, if you've got a few snipers, you got one sniper, maybe two, a 25-goal guy, something like that could come in here and help this team. They're just really young. And three rookies in overtime on the ice when the winning goal goes in, that's a little hard. But look, It's what Rick Tocchet believes in, and I believe in Rick Tocchet.
Yeah, and
so
look at what they've accomplished so far.
Right. I'm not going to start
done yet.
I'm not going to start exactly, and I'm not going to start questioning Rick Tocchet now,
right? And
say, well, he's done more this year than I expected.
Yeah.
So Rick Tocchet, but there are some things last night, but man, that was a tough one to swallow.
The good thing for the Flyers, because it's going to be a tale of two cities, or tale of two teams, I should say, between the Sixers and Flyers. Even though we're proud of what the Sixers did in Boston and were able to win that Game 7.
Sure.
Last night really sucked, and you look at where we're at with the Sixers compared to where we're at with the Flyers. Where we're at with the Flyers, we're happy that they're there, right? That was the big message ending the regular season, wow, let's celebrate this. We're happy that they're there.
Happy they made it.
Then they win and beat the Penguins in 6. But I don't think many people going into this series against Carolina were saying, yeah, Flyers in 6. Like, you made a bet Flyers in 6 against the Pittsburgh Penguins. I don't think many people were making that bet for the Flyers against the Hurricanes.
Did you hear me make a bet in this one?
No, I did not hear you make a bet in this one.
I think this is one of the – I think the Carolina Hurricanes may hoist the cup.
They could. I mean, they fly all over that ice.
They do, and they're so fundamentally sound. They know where they belong on the ice. They're a team that's been together for a while too, and they just have so much more depth.
Yeah.
But the Flyers last night showed that, look, they've played this year 6 times. 5 times the game's gone to overtime.
Yeah, like, I'm proud of them for last night.
Absolutely.
Game one, after game
I
one.
wasn't proud of game 1.
No, game 1, they were outclassed. We talked about it yesterday morning. They were outclassed game 1, and you're going, damn, I really hope this series doesn't go this way. You're still proud of them for being there. You're still happy that they're there. You're still saying this is this is the beginning of a long run of many playoffs for the Flyers. But you don't want to see them get outclassed. Yesterday, they didn't. Look, the Canes are the better hockey team. They come back. They tie it 2-2. After the Flyers score 2 goals to start the game in a matter of, 30 seconds in between? Drysdale 4 minutes in. Couturier 30 seconds later thinking, oh, man, they could take it to them. Steal one game in Carolina, and you can make this a series. I
just had the gut feeling that they were going to come out last night and play well early.
Yeah, you text us at 2 seconds in.
Right, I said they're going to come out. They're going to score the first goal. I just think that this is going to be they're going to come out with some jump, and that's one of the things that they did. I say
Get
jump,
your terms right,
but they were look. It was fantastic, and then
you also said overtime in post-show headlines.
I did.
You predicted overtime yesterday.
I did, and I was hoping for a different result, but I'm not going to let it drag me down today. Just not going to let it do it, and hopefully it doesn't.
I had a prediction in post-show headlines yesterday. Maybe not necessarily a prediction, but
what was that?
A demand, and I did not get that. And
what was the demand? And
it's from the Philadelphia 76ers, which we'll get to in a few minutes here. But we just mentioned that TK had a big opportunity in overtime. I mean, there was the goalie was the only man in front of him. And you mentioned
just put the puck on net.
They don't have a finisher. Travis Konechny, because of Tippett's absence, is your leading scorer, and I love Travis Konechny. I'm a big TK fan, but if TK's your leading scorer on the ice, it's like, all right,
you're in trouble at that point.
You're in a bit of trouble, yeah.
And he is he's done a tremendous job in a lot of things. And last night, by the way, I thought he played a really good game.
Yeah,
but
that chance,
you got to put it. It's got to be on net.
Yeah,
it's got to be on net. But the thing is, that did not. Though at the moment it seems like it did not cost them the game. It had an opportunity to win them the game. There were plenty of opportunities. And Dan Vladar is such a freaking star.
Dude, he's a stud.
He's just amazing, and he's so good.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Hopefully they found a goaltender for many years.
And that would be awesome.
That's huge. Here is Travis Konechny after the game last night.
It's got to go in. We played good tonight. Like I said, I should have finished that. It should have been over. We're going home with a win, but, we're going home to our fans now. We know what it's like there, so we're excited.
Good news is they played well yesterday, and you hope, all right, can they come out there game 3?
You hope that they can do that.
Yeah, same amount of energy to start, and then maybe they hold on to it, because obviously you don't want to go down 3-0 to this.
I was incredibly impressed last night, though. Not impressed with the ending, but very, very impressed with them. And I have no gripes for the Flyers this morning.
No, me neither.
I'm pissed at the way it ended, but no gripes.
All right.
No gripes at all.
So we move on from one team to the other.
Now I got some gripes.
The other team is the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah, I got gripes.
And look, yesterday was a day of celebration. Saturday night was unbelievable, being able to beat the Celtics in Game 7. And
it was.
I forgot to tell, we were so focused on everything yesterday. When I was doing the broadsheet run Sunday, Johnny, the amount of Sixers gear everywhere.
Oh, I bet.
Everywhere. It was cool to see the amount of signs that were
Flyers represented too or not?
The Flyers were represented, but there's more Sixers.
Okay. What was the day after?
It was the day after Game 7. Yeah. So, and a lot of the signs bleep Boston, now bleep New York. People were ready for this series. And it almost felt like the Sixers fans were a little bit more energized for the series than the Sixers players themselves going into the game. Now, I don't think it's because a lack of want. I think it was maybe tired legs and that emotion of Game 7, but you just can't come out that way. They come out the gate so slow and just giving the ball to Embiid over and over again.
Yeah, what was the can we start there?
So
what was that?
My guess is because he's had his way with Karl Anthony Towns in his career,
and he has, by the way.
But something I said on post-show headlines, and this is where I was getting at a couple minutes ago.
And this is in my notes to you.
I needed Maxey to be like the big time offensive scorer for this team. They have so many bigs that they're going to be able to throw at Embiid. They have so many bodies that they're going to be able to throw at Embiid. Tyrese Maxey's going to need to score close to 30 a night in this series for them to win. He has to. And he took one shot in the first quarter. I don't think it's because he did not want to. I think there was some sort of let's get the ball to Embiid. And I get it because he's had his way with Karl Anthony Towns. But if Tyrese Maxey, if they're going to win this series, Tyrese Maxey's going to have to be the all-star starter and the guy that we saw in Game 7 where he was pretty consistent all game long, and then he was that damn closer for them in the fourth quarter against the Celtics.
The thing is, though, but you don't get it. And I don't get it either. I don't get that was your plan. I really don't. I don't get that was the plan. I seriously don't. I don't get that was the plan coming into that game. We saw Game 7. We saw the comeback 5-6-7. And we saw that after Game 4, that the approach of focus on Embiid, lean on Embiid, everything like that makes everybody else less. And I didn't understand the approach from the beginning last night, and I think it dug them a hole, and I think it was done. I think that was done early. That game was done early.
Yeah, well, the start
hype.
of the second quarter killed it because you're down 8 in the first quarter. And you're going, all right, that's not.
Down 8's nothing.
You're not dead. You go
down 8's
Look,
nothing.
we just saw it with Boston. You go on a couple of runs and the game's right back in it.
And especially the Knicks. I'm not as worried about that. I don't know about you. I'm not as worried about the Knicks.
No, me neither. I'm just worried about Jalen Brunson finding magic and not missing shots.
Yeah, he really does find that magic, doesn't he?
Jalen Brunson yesterday, 12 of 18 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3, 8 of 8 from the free throw line, 35 points in just 31 minutes. Knicks outscored the Sixers 41-26 in the second quarter, and it just got ugly. And if you're looking for one like saving grace is the Sixers were able to pull everybody and not really play them in the second half, and maybe they rest a little bit. I don't know.
Why would that be a saving grace to you? Because the Knicks did too.
Yeah, sure. No, I get it.
The Knicks played no starters in the fourth quarter for the second consecutive game. I mean, I would feel good about that. Yeah, well, the Sixers didn't play their starters, so it's an advantage. Okay, the Knicks didn't either, so it's no advantage.
Right.
There's no advantage gained there. And more importantly, the Sixers are getting some rest, so that's good for Game 2. Well, it didn't gain you any advantage. Where's the rest coming from? Like, I don't understand. Where's the rest?
Maybe today's a day, just film session. You don't go hard in practice.
Yeah, but the Knicks are still more rested than you. If we're going to use the rest excuse, if that's what's going to be.
No, I'm not giving an excuse.
No, they are. No, but they are.
I'm just sure
they are. They are.
I would imagine there is an emotional high and that come down after Game 7. And if you're just not ready for it, look, the Knicks were ready for you.
I don't want to.
And it didn't seem like they were.
I guess it's something I'm not willing to hear.
Gotcha.
Like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that you're like not up for the Knicks. You're not up for the emotional high of playing in Madison Square Garden. That's something about you weren't up for it. You got that means you're sort of caught off guard by it. What? Like, yeah. And I don't want to hear either. That's the NBA. I don't want to hear that either. It's just not good enough. That effort last night sucked. The effort sucked. And that's what's disappointing to me. That was a bad effort.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. We're right on schedule, boys. 30-point loss in Game 1.
Yeah, it keeps on working. Now,
Connor, that is a good way to look at it.
Now, you say you don't want to say that it's just the NBA. Maybe it's just as simple as what Paul George had to say after the game yesterday.
I mean, just get settled in, Yeah, we had breakdowns tonight, but they also shot the out of the ball. They were hot. They came out hot. They came out on fire. But, it's game of adjustments. We'll make, adjustments, see what we need to get better at. But, yeah, again, the same as last series, one, they don't get any extra points for, going up big tonight. We'll be ready for game 2.
They just shot the bleep out of the ball.
And they did. By the way,
man.
they're not going to – we're not going to see – can we say confidently we don't expect them to shoot that well in any game the rest of the way?
Close to 70%, I'd say no.
Yeah,
right.
in the first half,
we can speak pretty comfortably that we don't think that's happening.
In the first half, the Knicks as a team shot 66% from the field. Jalen Brunson alone was 10 of 14. They shot 53% from 3 in the first half alone.
So we're pretty comfortable saying
yeah, I mean, look,
that's a night we're not expecting to see again.
Yeah, they were ridiculous. Now, there are some questions that I'll have about Nick Nurse, like Karl Anthony Towns was standing at the top of the key by himself. Karl Anthony Towns is one of the best shooting big men in the NBA, so you probably shouldn't let him have that space, because if you let him have that space,
might be an idea.
He's going to hit those shots. And then if you do collapse on him too late, he then finds somebody else. The Knicks are a very good basketball team. Nobody's calling the Knicks what they were saying about the Boston Celtics, but the Knicks are a very good basketball team. They're battle-tested. The biggest question is whether or not Coach Brown can be as good as Coach Tibbs, who was so bad that they fired him because they lost Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals last year, which is crazy to say.
Right.
But that's really the only difference with this Knicks team. They've been together for many years now. They have continuity. They have a guard that can lead the way. What I need to see out of Tyrese Maxey is what I saw out of Jalen Brunson yesterday. Jalen Brunson did not shy away from the moment at all. Was it a Tyrese Maxey thing? Was it a Nick Nurse thing? We'll find out. Here is Nick Nurse after the game yesterday against Sixers, handed the first game a loss in New York.
You can't make excuses, that's for sure. We knew it might be difficult, but you're never gonna go into the game and say this is gonna happen. You got to see it played out. And I really thought it was okay there at the start, but obviously it kind of hit us. And I just thought kind of towards the end of the first, we just weren't getting, like I said, that 6 straight mid pick and rolls were just too easy. Just all so it wasn't challenged like you got to challenge one way or the other at the rim or the three. Somebody's got to be running out there to challenge, and we couldn't get around them, back in front of them. We left them open for too many wide open threes. We even gave up a couple. I think just one or two maybe dunks behind us. We got to clean all that stuff up.
It's not cleaning it up. That soundbite, and I saw them talk about it on the television broadcast afterwards. That drives me nuts. That's not cleaning that up. That's effort. Every example he gave was effort. Every single thing he says has to be cleaned up was effort. And it was not there.
It's not totally effort. I don't think you're completely wrong to say that. But the tough thing is Boston doesn't run those like high pick and roll action. They settle for the 3 often. So you don't have to worry about defending rollers to the rim.
Okay.
Now you do. And when you do that, you're going to have guys sag to try and help. And that gets people off the 3-point line. It's a defensive adjustment. Part of it is effort, yes. But more of it is you're playing a totally different style than you did against the Celtics.
They also have to learn how to box out Josh Hart. Like, for crying out loud. If I see Josh Hart grab one more offensive rebound, I already had to live with the pain 2 years ago.
Like, are you serious? They don't have a plan for Josh Hart?
We just did this 2 years ago. I need Nick Nurse to get to the drawing board and pick somebody.
You don't have a
pick
plan?
somebody and say, you know how you do boxing 1 on defense?
Yes.
I need boxing 1 on offense. And that 1 is whoever's going to box out Josh Hart. I'm freaking tired of it, man.
Dom DeJulia, the great St. Joe's legend, he was teaching us that at St. Anastasia's in CYO Ball. Nobody has a plan for Josh Hart. Josh Hart is not some icon of the NBA.
No.
For God's sakes.
But, man, can he grab rebounds against the Philadelphia 76ers?
You know what, though? I admire the hell out of him. I am not besmirching the man.
Because he knows his game.
You know what he does? He does a fine job at it, and the effort is there. And I'll tell you, the effort better be there on Wednesday night for the Sixers.
Yeah.
It better be there for the Sixers.
And I am fully expecting it to be better.
I expect it will be also. I expect it will be also, and I refuse, after what they showed you, the way they rebounded from Game 1 again in the Celtics series, the way they rebounded from Game 5 in the Celtics series, I have every reason to believe this team rebounds strong. So again, not going to overreact to game one. Not going to do it.
I have a stupid positive spin that I'm going to give you in the next segment.
I'm not shocked.
Like a stupid positive spin because I'm back, right? Like now,
You're back. See, now you are.
Now I'm looking for anything to excuse.
See, you go from like the man on the bridge, ready to jump, to the cult leader in a matter of a day.
Hell yeah,
you. There's no middle ground with you.
I couldn't find my Kool-Aid powder.
But you know what,
last
though?
week.
I love you much more when you're this guy. So bring it today. That's what I need. And by the way, I think people need this version of Andrew today.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a stupid positive spin.
Well, stupid part,
up next.
I just
play
assumed.
the song, Connor. Play the song.
No, we don't need the song today.
No song.
All right. By the way, Sixers, 6.5-point dogs already coming out for
That's
game
fine.
2.
I'll take it.
I'll
take it.
That's less than game
Wednesday.
1.
I'll take it.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it's 1 point
8.5,
less.
7.5?
1 point less. I think
All
it
right.
closed 7. I'll take it right now.
Look at that.
I will take it right now.
All right, coming up next, stupid positives.
No, the stupid part, everybody's assuming that in their car.
Yeah.
They're just waiting for the energy. And the energy is what everybody needs today, so bring it.
Yes.
Bring it.
Believe it or not, Philly Sports Radio not going to beat the teams down while they're down?
No.
Up while they're down?
Now,
I
wait,
think it's kick them while they're down.
let's wait till the series continues.
Yeah.
There
But
we go.
today.
Not today. Not today.
I'm Cinco de Mayo today, man.
It is.
Yes.
I got engaged on Cinco.
Where are the margaritas at, brother?
I'll be
Come on,
having them
Connor.
this
Come on,
afternoon.
Connor.
I'm having them this afternoon.
All right, coming up next, stupid dose of positivity. It's Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, while you're drinking those margaritas, why don't you go on FamilyJewelers.com and buy something beautiful, right? Where every time you're sipping on some cocktails, you go, what can I do here? That's how I became a member of the Fanatic. I got drunk and applied to an internship. All right, Mother's Day is almost here. Let's talk about what really matters. Mother's Day is almost here. Whether you're shopping for your mom, your wife, or your daughter, whoever it might be, Family Company Jewelers is the place to go. No one comes close to their selection, their prices, and most importantly, their service. I've been to their showroom numerous times, right? Not just like to hang out and to say, hey, come see my friends at Family Company Jewelers. Like, no, I got my engagement ring there for my wife, Christy, our wedding bands, our first anniversary gift, her first Mother's Day gift. I've sent family members there. I've sent good friends of mine there that have also got engaged. Members of the Fanatic have gone there. Whether it's necklaces, rings, bracelets, diamond stud earrings, or of course that engagement ring, you can get it all at Family and Company Jewelers. I'm telling you, go see the experts at Family and Company because they will help you find the perfect gift for that special woman in your life. They have it all figured out over there to make your shopping experience as easy as possible. Trust me, get to their showroom on Route 70 in Marlton, New Jersey. You can always shop online at FamilyJewelers.com, but the showroom experience is a beautiful one, especially if you're like me and you have no idea when it comes to the jewelry game. All right, you have no idea what's going to look nice. You have no idea what to look for. They will help you every step of the way. This Mother's Day, make sure you show her that she's loved by getting her a gift that she will love. A gift from Family Company Jewelers, South Jersey's diamond destination.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A rough playoff night. I'm Connor Thomas, and it was not a good night for the playoff teams in Philadelphia last night as they both had tough losses. Flyers lost 3-2 to the Canes in overtime after getting the majority of the chances in the extra period. Taylor Hall had the winner with a little over a minute left in that first overtime period. And Travis Konechny got a chance to talk after the game about a missed breakaway opportunity in that OT period.
Just got to go in. We played good tonight. Like I said, I should have finished that. It should have been over. We're going home with a win, but we're going home to our fans now. We know what it's like there, so we're excited.
The series does shift to Philadelphia. Game 3 is Thursday night. We'll see if the Flyers can find something back home. The Sixers got crushed by the Knicks, 137-98 the final. New York shot the lights out in Game 1 at the Garden. Jalen Brunson at 35 to lead all scorers. Game 2 for them is tomorrow at 7 p.m. You can hear that game live here on The Fanatic. Phillies beat the Marlins 1-0 yesterday as Aaron Nola threw 6 shutout innings. Bryce Harper's home run, the only run in the game. Phils have now won 6 of 7. They host the Athletics tonight at 6:40. Christopher Sanchez versus Luis Severino, the pitching matchup. A.B. Fidel joins us from the 8 o'clock hour till the end of the show. Anthony Sanfilippo of On Pattison joins us at 9:05 to talk some Flyers and Phils. This update's brought to you by Staples. Get your epic party started at Staples. Now you can grab Party City balloons, decorations, and tableware, plus matching custom invites, banners, and more right at your local Staples. That was easy. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
This hour of Kincade Salciunas is presented by Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White, they're here for the pro.
All right, stupid positive spin. We'll check the Davis on the text line coming up here in a moment. You can feel the Davis difference. Check them out in Burlington. All right.
Okay.
Hang with me.
Now, you preface this with stupid. So
Stupid
it's
positive spin.
Stupid positive.
For the Sixers, because like we said about 30 minutes ago, we didn't need to be kicked in the nuts. We didn't want to be kicked in the nuts. But every once in a while, it's good to be reminded that it hurts to get kicked in the nuts.
I did the no logo cleanse today.
Yeah, it's good. I went to
neutral,
Phillies.
Neutral sort of white. Just said, hey, let's just go neutral today.
I believe before the show you said generic white, which is what I think a lot of people call this show.
Yeah, I think that was the proposed name for it, and but marketing went with a different direction.
All right, so maybe the Sixers needed that last night. The Sixers, the emotional Game 7 win against Boston. Let's remember, no, they need to be reminded. It was just the first round. As beautiful as that series win was, coming back down 3-1, as beautiful as it was for people like you, John, and I say
it was awesome.
I say people like you because you're a little bit older than we are.
Yeah, slightly.
The 42-year drought of beating the Celtics.
It meant
in
something.
The playoffs.
It meant something big time. Yeah,
and it felt huge, didn't it? Like
it did.
Like Saturday night. I feel like there was almost the level of not Super Bowl win reaction, but
no.
NFC Championship maybe.
No, it felt big. Though.
People acted like they accomplished something huge, which for this city they did because they beat the Celtics finally, and the 3-1 comeback like that alone was unbelievable.
It's because the Sixers franchise has accomplished so little.
Sure.
So we're waiting for the Sixers to do something in this period of time that we're willing to take anything.
So maybe they got a slice. Maybe not even a slice. Maybe they got the entire thing of humble pie yesterday. Of, hey, you guys really haven't accomplished anything. Like, yeah, you beat the Celtics, and I will not take that away from them. But we're talking about a 25-year drought of getting out of the second round. We're talking about this team's drought of not getting out of the second round, right? Because the 2014 Sixers have nothing to do with the 2026 Sixers. But Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, those guys have not gotten out of the second round. And it's been a long time since they got out of the first round.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Right? They didn't make the playoffs last year. They lose the Knicks in round 1 2 years ago. So it's been a long time. So maybe they needed a night of, hey, yeah, congratulations. But that's nothing considering what this team is supposed to accomplish. So maybe they needed a slice of humble pie yesterday, Johnny. Is that a crazy positive spin? I did say stupid.
I think it is. I think it's crazy in the regards to they've gotten enough humble pie this postseason. They've gotten kicked in the teeth enough this postseason. If they don't understand what getting kicked in the teeth is, it's happened. They've played 8 postseason games, and they've been blown out 3 times. They've had plenty of humble pie. In fact, enough of the dessert bar. Move to the, how about I'll slip in a salad.
All right. Can they get some
slip
protein?
in a salad? Yeah, or do something.
No, I think Andrew's right. That was way better than winning game 1.
Yeah, you
Come on,
Connor, he said stupid.
I did say stupid. You did say stupid.
You know what? Which, by the way, was another proposed name for this show.
Yes, it was.
And you're really reinforcing the marketing.
Now, look, Q-tips, everybody. Schuster on the YouTube chat. Being the Celtics felt like winning the Super Bowl. What are we even talking about? I never said that.
You never said
I said there were people that were reacting as if.
And there were people that were reacting really strongly.
Like, I did not say that, brother.
No.
Like, come on, let's not do this.
Stop.
It was a big win for a lot of those guys.
No, for a lot of people.
And look, even for the players, the emotional win for Embiid Game 7 for multiple reasons. One, that he finally wins a Game 7, right?
Which I thought was good because you were 0 for 3, and he had not played well in the majority of them.
Yep.
So it was a good thing. That's a good cleansing of the timeline.
The emotion of coming back from the appendectomy, right? And coming back down through, like,
which you admire greatly, and I admire greatly.
And so I'm sure when he won, I mean, you saw him at the podium. He was smiling ear to ear,
as he should.
But it was the first round, and then they had to play another game 2 days later, and it was like, oh man, we have to rev back up, and they were not revved up.
No, they weren't.
It was like the old cars where you actually needed to warm it up a little bit before you got started. The car did not warm up, and the Knicks car was already warm.
No, wait a minute. You've never had a car that had to be warmed
That's
up.
why I said the old school car.
I'm going to say, you never.
I do.
You have no context.
I
of
warm
that.
up Carlos, though. I do. I treat him with respect. All right? That's why he's still kicking.
That's the only way Carlos.
13
That's the
years
only way
running,
Carlos
brother.
goes.
Yeah, I have to turn the dial before we
I was
get
trying to
going.
tell our Davis Honda folks, I'm like, look, he needs a new car badly.
Speaking of, let's check the Davis Honda text line. You can feel the Davis difference by checking them out in Burlington. It's a reaction day, right? Flyers
Oh, it's a
drop
big reaction day.
game 2, unfortunately, but man, did they play well. Sixers lose game 1. Man, did they not play well.
They played terribly.
And it's a nice day off today for everybody.
What do you mean tonight?
I'm not even talking about the players. I'm talking about us.
I'm getting to bed tonight.
Dude.
Is one thing I've already said. I am getting to bed tonight.
So real quick, last night, or I told you guys before the show. Yesterday was mulch day. Yeah, I like to get it done before Mother's Day so that it looks nice, right? I did the mulching. I did all kinds of stuff.
Get ready for this, Connor, when you're married.
And so all of a sudden, it's 7:30. Flyers game had already started. I'm like, oh my God, I'm tired. Because it didn't help that I did the couple of beers after. Yeah, I wanted to admire.
Well,
I wanted to admire my work.
You can't do mulch day without drinking beers.
Yeah, I had to admire my work, and I'm
you
like,
got to have that with mulch day.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm tired, and the Sixers game hasn't even started yet. So when the Sixers are getting blown out, I'm like, all right, Flyers win in regulation. I might be able to turn this one off, and then if the Sixers have some miraculous 40-point comeback, I'll watch it in the morning. And then that freaking game goes to overtime. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
No, they're really trying to. They're trying to test your mettle last night. They really were. That was not fun.
I'm really looking forward to the nap after the show today.
Yeah, the nap would have been the nap's like really necessary.
Yeah. All right, Connor, what do we got?
So Brian from New Jersey will lead us off, and he says, morning, boys. I get that the Sixers were tired, but if they're tired now, when do they get rest?
That's
Because
what I
there's a
said.
game every other day at this point.
That's what I say. I'm tired. I don't want to hear about the rest. That's so stupid.
I don't look
It's
at
so
it as
stupid.
rest like your legs are tired. It's the emotional.
Oh, get out of it. I mean,
that's absolutely a thing.
That's a sports thing.
it's
100%
just like-
of
How many
Yeah.
times have we said, "Oh, that team won their Super Bowl the week before"? We do that all the time.
Then that's bad on them. Then bad on them.
Well, that's why I'm saying they needed a slice of humble pie.
They already have gotten slices of humble pie. They've had nothing but they've gotten their ass kicked.
Well, maybe they
Multiple nights in the postseason. They've gotten blown out in
Hey.
embarrassing fashion.
And what did that lead to?
But
a series win.
So but
maybe it is the best recipe.
That's
John.
bad. I think it's bad, and I hate hearing about it.
I love YouTube chat. Mark, Andrew's constant stupid homer takes. I literally thought the Celtics were going to sweep the Sixers. What are you talking about? I'm just trying to look for hope at this point, man, because I can't do that again. I hated who I was 2 weeks ago.
We hated who you were too, right, Connor? We did. We hated it.
Yes.
Oh, thanks, God.
Glad you're back.
We hate it. We're glad to have you back.
What
Even
else?
though it's stupid, we love the stupid Andrew too.
Well,
Stupid Andrew's
look,
fine.
I told you. That's when Bush came on with us before the Flyers-Penguins series and said this team might be dumb and naive enough to win this series. I said to you, dumb and naive is how I live my life. And you see me smiling more often than not. I don't get wrapped up in what else is going on in the world.
No, you don't.
I don't care about politics. I don't care about the
Right.
state of the world. I am dumb and naive, man. And
It's
I'm a
unbelievable.
happy guy.
And that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. Made a Bruce Springsteen post the other night, and people are like, "You and your politics." I'm like, "What the hell, politics? For God's sakes, the people have no idea. People, I'm convinced, have no idea who you are, who we are. They have no idea who we are. We have not. I don't think we've had 3 political conversations in 2.5 years. It's people don't realize you live your life very oblivious. Like you just live with happiness of your child,
Hell yeah,
life,
man.
mulch day.
Dude, mulch
Connor,
day. Mulch day was a big day yesterday.
Connor
dude.
is a like a goal, as I say, is the golden retriever, and to me, I've got way too many things to worry about than what I said. If I ever did a podcast, it would be I liked all my friends and family more before every one of them had a Facebook page.
Oh yeah, man.
And I had to hear them lecture me every day on their politics. So I had to tell them every day. They had to educate me on how smart they are
Dumb and
about
naive.
every issue.
I'm
Dumb
gonna
and
do-
naive is a beautiful way to
Hell
live.
yeah, it is,
I'm
man.
doing a playoff special tonight with Ray Dunn, 6 to 8, right here on the Fanatic. You can hear it. We might retitle it. I liked playoff sports a lot more before last night.
Well, that could be too.
That works.
Yeah, that
what are you
might
guys
work,
previewing
Connor.
tonight?
we are going to be looking forward to the week that is, just playoff special in general.
That's the 947
Well, there's plenty
segment.
of it. And there's plenty of it coming
We'll just
your way.
steal it and replay it 10 times.
Yeah, sounds good.
So-
All right. Coming up next, we'll check the poll of the day. You know, I'm sure everybody's feeling great this morning.
Look, we'll get there. We'll get there.
But, Johnny,
Yes.
I think I came up with a new shirt
What?
that might make the ladies go nuts.
Really?
Remember Magic Mike?
Yes.
How about Magic Mattingly?
Well, it is. It's been magical.
The Phillies have won 6 of their last 7 games. There is so much magic in the air with Don Mattingly that even Aaron Nola found new life in the old wing.
How about that?
We'll talk about yesterday's Phillies game coming up next because
old
we
wing.
need a dose of positivity on this show today. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Kincade and If you want to see their wonderful faces, check out youtube.com/975 The Fanatic Philadelphia. More of Kincade and Salciunas coming your way now.
Yep, here we are on youtube.com/Fanatic. Anyone say that?
Not really.
No. I say type in the Fanatic in the search bar.
Yeah, just look us up.
YouTube.com. I don't think people are still typing in youtube.com/Fanatic.
I don't believe so either.
That's all right.
But I still hear younger people on our station, which sums it up pretty much because everybody's younger. WWW.
Yeah, I never
Stop saying it.
Yeah, I never say it.
Stop it. Stop it.
I still call it Twitter. I refuse to call it X.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with anything. It's just what I'm used to.
You're just used to Twitter. I say Twitter.
It's Twitter. Yeah.
I say Twitter. I don't say X.
Yeah, it's just easier that way.
Now, occasionally I'll write X because it's less letters.
Yes, that is less
actually
letters.
only one.
Because it's less letters.
It's
That
much
is
less
good.
letters. All right, Phillies yesterday. We'll get back to the text line and we'll check the poll today. Phillies win again, Johnny. 6 of 7 now. Ever since they parted ways with Rob Thompson. They beat the Marlins yesterday by a whopping score of 1-0.
Yeah. And
Pitchers duel, man.
congratulations to Aaron Nola on a spectacular performance.
Man, did we need to see it? Am I going to all of a sudden say he turned his career around and his season around? No. But you would have lost that game if it wasn't for him because you only had one run, and it was by one swing of the bat by Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper, was that number 350 yesterday for Bryce Harper?
I don't know.
I forget.
7. I know it was number 7 on the season.
It's a great question. They were kind of on the back burner last
Sorry,
night. All due respect.
370, number 370
But it's
for Bryce Harper in
the big
career.
thing is two series wins under Don Mattingly.
Yeah.
Do you think it's coincidence?
Look, I do believe, and we talked about this with Ricky, and we pointed it out before we even talked to Ricky. Timing-wise, in terms of the schedule, you looked at the teams and you're saying, all right, if you're going to get back to 500, this is the time you have to do it.
This is the time you make your move back.
But do I believe that they needed to do something? Yes, I believe they needed to do something.
I think new voice, fresh air, a clean slate. And for those of you who don't watch a lot of NBC Sports Philadelphia's Phillies coverage, just watching Don Mattingly talk baseball. And I know that Connor will tell me sometimes, you put a lot into what guys say, managers say. Just listening to Don Mattingly talk about his philosophies, his thought process, and compare it to listening to Rob Thompson, it's completely different. Don Mattingly everything is explainable, everything is understandable, everything is definitive. I would tell my students, everything in my class, I always tell my students, everything has to be said in the affirmative. I will be. What are you going to be in 5 years? Where are you going to be in 5 years? I will be. Not I would like to be. I want to. I will be doing this job. I will be. Everything's in the affirmative. Everything is in the affirmative with Don Mattingly. He's very clear about what they don't do well, what they're not doing well, what they are getting better at, what they need to do better. It takes him a lot less words to get stuff out. And look, it's just an approach. I think, and Don Mattingly commands a room. He's a baseball legend. He's a legend.
Yeah, I just think that's something that matters outside of the clubhouse only. I think there was direction with the guys with Rob Thompson, but you needed a change. You needed to wake this team up somehow, and that was the move that needed to be made.
Yeah, look,
They fell asleep under Rob Thompson, which isn't shocking because he's like the character from Zootopia. Things fell asleep. They fell asleep. They got content, and they said they were content. They don't look content.
I mean, look, Trey Turner had an 0 for 4 night last night. Kyle Schwarber had an 0 for 4 night last night. Like, it's not like everybody's clicking just because there's a new manager, but there's a different energy, and it was it was all about the shock, right? And even Jim Salisbury, when he was reporting this a couple of weeks ago before they moved on from Rob Thompson, remember he was the only one that said, no, it's not going to be Monday, it's going to be Tuesday when they walk into the clubhouse. So there's that shock value, and what do you know? They come out and they score 7 runs that night, and it almost felt like there was some urgency for the first time this season.
Now, from what I was told about that, it was because of the fact that they had to talk
To
Mattingly
Don,
into taking
the Alex
it
Cora stuff.
because Mattingly didn't take the job Sunday. That Mattingly wasn't willing to take the job immediately. They had to be talked into it. regarding his son being the GM, the idea of the father-son thing, that he's, that's a little awkward. You're working, you are sort of working for your son.
Sure.
And your son does tell you what to do sometimes, even though Dombrowski is calling the shots.
Yeah, he's the one calling the shots.
He's still calling the shots.
Good to see Harper have the home run yesterday. He's having a good season, man. 271 average, 7 home runs, 20 RBI. He's
having a good season.
He's having a good start to the season this year. Banks, Alvarado, Brad Keller, 3 shutout innings. Did get dicey in the last inning with Keller on the mound, but the Phillies get the win. They're now 15-20.
Wow.
Here on May 5th.
They in 1 week, they took 10 games under 500 and made it 5.
Yes.
Now you have 6 games at home. All I'm asking for is 2 series wins.
Yeah.
Cut that down even more. The
weird thing is their record is getting better. They still have the worst run differential in baseball. So it's not like that's the one thing where I'm like, there's not a major change that has shifted where they're all of a sudden beating teams 8-1 or something.
1-0 wins isn't
exactly
change your run differential.
You just have to. But the thing is there's a big difference between winning and losing.
Yeah.
And you got to win.
They also won 3 straight 1-run games.
Right.
3-2 against the Giants, 6-5 against the Giants, 6-5 against the Marlins.
Right.
I don't care about that.
Got to win.
All right. What do we have? Do we have a poll of the day?
Of course we do.
All right. What do we got? Thanks to our friend Dr. Abadan Appel and Iron Mountain Men's Health. It's always strong. The poll is always strong here in the morning. Thanks to them.
After a rough night for the playoff teams last night, which loss leaves you feeling worse, the Flyers or the Sixers? 66% are saying the Philadelphia Flyers, just 34% saying
So
the
I'm
Sixers.
surprised at that.
So worse in terms of series chances, yes, I would say Flyers.
But which
But in
loss-
terms of what I watched, I felt, wow, I was proud of the Flyers last night.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not ripping the question. I'm saying it's a hard question to answer.
Right. It's a hard question.
Because I feel like here comes Andrew Negative again. I feel like the Flyers' chances kind of took a major hit yesterday in winning this series.
I'm going to tell you, I said last night going into overtime, I didn't see it. If you don't win that game,
yeah,
I don't see them beating Carolina 4 out of 5.
Yeah. Whereas I could still see the Sixers winning the series.
Oh, no,
However,
yeah, absolutely.
Watching the 2 games yesterday, I went to bed proud of the Flyers and their efforts. I went to bed wanting to Men in Black zap the memory of that Sixers game away from me.
Yeah, well, I didn't watch that Sixers game last night and be like, oh, the Knicks are the way better team. You are in trouble in this series. It was a bad night. But you could still talk yourself into like, oh, the Sixers may still be the better team in this series when everything's all said and done. The Flyers are clearly not the better team in the series against the Carolina Hurricanes. Doesn't mean they can't win. Doesn't mean something magical can't happen, but they are the clear underdogs.
Remember, though, Vegas told you the Flyers 77% chance that the other team would win. Vegas told you the Sixers 73% the other team would win. So Vegas sees the Flyers and the Sixers almost the same. We don't.
Yeah.
We don't.
Well, hey, Vegas can be wrong.
No, they can. But we see the Sixers with rose-colored glasses much more than Vegas does.
Yeah.
And I think the
We're also coming off the emotional high of
the
that.
Celtics win. Yeah, the Celtics win is a big part of that. Big part of that.
They bounce back tomorrow night. Let's go
We
Sixers.
can bounce back. Yeah, let's do it. Let's bounce back.
Coming up next, we reset everything that we've talked about so far. A lot of reaction to last night's tough losses for both the Flyers and the Sixers. But also, one analyst is wondering, was this more Sixers exhaustion or Knicks rounding into championship form?
Oh, boy.
We'll get into that next. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
2 tough losses. I'm Connor Thomas, and it was not a good night for the playoff teams here in the city of Philadelphia. Flyers, Sixers both had tough losses. The Flyers lost 3-2 to the Hurricanes in overtime. They did get the majority of the chances in the extra period, but Taylor Hall was the only one to find the net. He had the winner with just a little over a minute left in the first overtime period. Head coach Rick Tocchet talked about the mentality of being down 2-0 after the game.
I think that really helps the belief in the room of just staying with it. And we've been dead before, and we've climbed out of the grave, So we keep hearing we're dead and dead, but the guys won't give up, so that's why I'm proud of them.
And the series is not over. Game 3 is Thursday night here in Philadelphia, so maybe some momentum as it shifts back home. The Sixers, they got smoked by the Knicks, 137-98. New York shot the lights out. Jalen Brunson, 35 points, led all scorers in the game. Game 2 is tomorrow at 7 p.m. as the Sixers look to flip the script there. Phillies beat the Marlins 1-0 as Aaron Nola threw 6 shutout innings. Bryce Harper's homer was the only run in the game. The Phils have won 6 of their last 7. They'll host the Athletics tonight to start a series with Sacramento. 6:40 p.m. first pitch. Sanchez versus Severino, the pitching matchup. Amy Fidel joins us coming up at the 8 o'clock hour. She'll be with us for the remainder of the show. Anthony Sanfilippo of Vaughn Pattison joins us at 9:05 to talk Phils and Flyers as well. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
Andrew, John, Connor, Kincade and Salciunas, Philly Sports Talk, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic app.
It is Tuesday morning, the day after the Sixers and Flyers were both handed losses in the playoffs yesterday. Phillies, though, the hottest team in town, winners of 6 of their last 7. They beat the Marlins yesterday 1-0. So at least we had that going for us. All right, let's get back to what we talked about at the beginning of the show, and then we'll get into this article that I read this morning about the New York Knicks and the Sixers and whether or not the Knicks are rounding into championship-type form, or was it just the Sixers' exhaustion after this 7-game series with Boston. But, look, Flyers, we started with them. They lose to Carolina yesterday, and it sucked. It was another kick in the nuts, right? Flyers are up 2-0, and they score back-to-back in 30 seconds. Drysdale,
awesome.
Sean Couturier, and you're going, man.
My neighbors heard it.
They quiet the crowd a little bit, and that, again, we talked about it after Game 1. That arena is ridiculous.
They have a great fan base there.
Man,
they're so appreciative to have. They're sort of like Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm.
They're so appreciative to have pro sports. It's their only pro sport, so they really embrace it. They do a great job with it.
I got the Panthers, right?
It's like Columbus. No, Raleigh.
The Hornets?
No, Raleigh. No, in Raleigh, Durham.
It's close-ish.
No, it's not.
Oh,
it's not.
New York.
It's a totally.
New
different,
York claims the Giants.
It's
and
a
Jets.
totally. No, it's not.
They play in New Jersey.
It's not. It's not the same city. It's totally
The
different.
New York Giants
They
and
have
Jets
one-
don't even play in the right state.
It's a
Chicago
totally
claims the Bears.
It's
They
like a
play in
totally
Indiana.
it's a totally different TV market. Like it's totally different. It's completely different. They are so proud of themselves, and they should be.
No, it's
They really
cool.
support
That,
it
that arena looks like it's
It's
electric, and they quiet them down. They score 2 goals, and then unfortunately Carolina scores 1 in the first period to make it 2-1. That kind of woke everybody back up again.
Yeah.
And then you go through the second period, like just on the edge of your seat constantly. Flyers can't capitalize sometimes. Carolina doesn't capitalize at times, and then they tie it late in the third period, and you're going, Don't do this to me. They go to overtime. Travis Konechny. Can you get the shot? Travis Konechny yesterday has an open. I mean, it's just him and the goaltender yesterday, man. It's a bummer because look, we can be honest with ourselves. Going into the series, you're not feeling as chesty. We're not betting Flyers in 6 like we bet Flyers in 6 against the Penguins. So the chest factor is not necessarily there, but the Flyers go into this series, you go, all right, maybe you can steal 1, and if you steal 1 on the road, then all of a sudden it changes everything. Unfortunately, we don't have the sound. We'll try to find it later, but Travis Konechny has a shot in overtime and just completely misses, man. And
it was that was bad.
And here is TK after the game talking about it.
Just got to go in. We played good tonight. Like I said, I should have finished that. It should have been over. We're going home with a win, but we're going home to our fans now. We know what it's like there, so we're excited.
Yeah, look, we're excited to see you, and hopefully there's a bounce back. But down 2-0 to this Carolina team, that's tough.
You gotta put it on net. It's just got to be on net, TK. You got to at least make the goaltender do something in that situation. And you were coming right down the pike, and nothing happened.
Yeah,
but look,
Vladar was incredible again last night.
Vladar was amazing. He has been so incredible. He's been I think the best goalie in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Sure.
And so the Flyers have got somebody that they have under 1 more year of control. And so hopefully that'll be something that they.
And by the way,
out.
his play is why you still say, all right, they can still win a game or two, like the way he's playing.
No, absolutely, yeah. It's it sets up if you want it to be a long series. It's not going to be something where you fall behind 3-0.
Right. I watched this man save 42 shots in a
He's
shutout performance that went into overtime. You know what I mean? Like I've seen Dan Vladar stop that Pittsburgh Penguins team. So maybe they can get something going. And then, of course, there's the Sixers. Sixers lose game 1 to the Knicks. Not as much of a I'm proud of their performance night.
Oh, no?
No. Sixers,
well, you're not proud of it.
No.
You can't be proud of that. You cannot be proud of that effort.
No, they get destroyed by 39 points, 137-98, the final score yesterday. Nick Nurse basically sits everybody in the second half, so let's not even bother at this point. Joel Embiid only played just under 6 minutes. VJ Edgecombe played 10. Tyrese Maxey played 6 minutes. Paul George and Kelly Oubre both played 6 minutes and 41 seconds. Like he put the starters on the bench. He knew what was happening. And so you just hope that they bounce back. And my stupid positive spin, and John did say that it was indeed stupid, maybe that major slice, or not even a slice, the entire pie of humble pie that was handed to him. Game 7 was amazing. It was an emotional win. It was something that Joel Embiid has never accomplished in his career. It was something that the organization has not accomplished in 42 years, beating the Boston Celtics in a playoff game. They needed to be reminded that they didn't win the title. That was game 1 of the second round. It wasn't even they finally broke the streak of second round eliminations. That was round 1. So as great of an accomplishment as it was, 10 years from now, if they lose this series, John,
it's not going to mean anything.
We're not going to say, but man, at least they had that series with Boston.
What I will do is when you're doing the postmortem on the career of Joel Embiid as a Sixer,
which isn't for another 10 years,
I will, keep telling yourself that. I will say that Joel Embiid's seventh,
like my dog.
Joel Embiid's 7th game story has another chapter that was a very big positive.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that will mean. If they lose to the Knicks, it will be, I remember that performance because I remember the 2 crappy ones and then the Toronto one, which I don't consider crappy.
Yeah. Now, look, if
I don't consider Toronto one bad at all, actually.
If you lose in 7 to New York.
No, look, you lose in 7 to New York and you play your backsides off. I'm not going to.
But you can't have last night.
No.
Last night.
No.
Last night cannot happen.
No.
I mean, that was bad. That was a team that was not ready for a playoff game, which I feel like we've said that way too many times.
And every single thing that you hear from the coach is about effort.
Well, let's hear it. Here was Nick Nurse after the game. Paul George's answer was great. They just shot the bleep out of the ball, which they did.
They did.
But here was Nick Nurse.
But why, though? Why do you shoot the bleep out of the ball?
A lot of
you don't feel
rebounds.
pressured, and you don't feel pressured.
Make excuses, that's for sure. We knew it might be difficult, but you're never gonna go into the game and say this is gonna happen. You got to see it played out. And I really thought it was okay there at the start, but obviously it kind of hit us. And I just thought kind of towards the end of the first, we just weren't getting, like I said, that 6 straight mid pick and rolls were just too easy. Just all so it wasn't challenged like you got to challenge one way or the other at the rim or the three. Somebody's got to be running out there to challenge, and we couldn't get around them, back in front of them. We left them open for too many wide open threes. We even gave up a couple. Well, I think just one or two maybe dunks behind us. We got to clean all that stuff up.
Another thing that
it was all about effort. Every single one of the things he's talking about involves effort. And Nick Nurse just in there, and I just started moving with my fingers. He in the midst of trying to explain it, 5 different times he did not complete a sentence. He stopped himself.
Yeah, because he didn't want to rip the team to shreds.
Which means he's saying something, and
he's
he's thinking something, and then he goes, can't say that, can't say that, can't say that.
Yeah, he's taking a page out of the Rob Thompson book. Come on,
he's just doing the let me get the chapstick out.
Can Don Mattingly help out the Sixers?
Yeah.
Not sure. So one other thing just to point out.
Sure.
VJ's 20 years old, right? He's or is he 21 yet?
He's 20.
He's 20.
He's a kid. He was getting frustrated yesterday.
You could tell.
So yesterday you gave us the stat, Connor, about how well he's defended Jalen Brunson. He was the best defender of Jalen Brunson in the NBA this season. He was getting frustrated with the antics that I hate watching Jalen Brunson play. Like, I'll be completely honest with you. Like, it's exhausting. I hate the way Shai Gilgeous-Alexander plays, even though those guys are both spectacular players.
We'd build a statue for Jalen Brunson
if he was in a six. Yes,
least ethical hooper in the league.
It's just the foul baiting, even though Embiid does it too.
Oh, come on!
I know.
Come on, our best player is one of the biggest foul baiters of this generation. So everyone needs to stop complaining about Brunson.
No, screw him. He's not on our team.
Exactly.
It's so bad.
So Edgecombe was getting frustrated. He's gonna have to
calm down.
And
but
look,
I get his frustration.
No, I get it.
But he's got to know going in. That's what it is.
Well, here's another positive spin. Look at me, positive Andy.
Look at you.
The more he plays against him in this series, the more he'll start being able to figure out some of his tendencies and some of his tells.
Good.
And maybe some of those shots or the weird, I'm going to all of a sudden turn my body into you, even though the NBA said they were going to put a stop to it, which they didn't. Maybe he doesn't fall for those. Good.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Okay, positive. Positive, Andy. I'm
positive, Andy.
Connor, I'm much happier working with this guy.
Yeah, no, you should be.
Who was the other guy you were working with?
I don't know, but he was a bit of a D.
You should have that thought. Peyton Pritchard got 30-plus on the Sixers last series. Like, they didn't start playing defense in that series till games 5, 6, and 7.
Strategic. Yeah, strategic.
Well, no, not strategic, but the point is the adjustments can be made in a huge way. You just got to give them a chance to do it.
Yes. All right. So Vincent Goodwill, which is that's an awesome name. Vincent Goodwill sounds like a character.
Sounds like a villain from a movie.
Vincent Goodwill writes for ESPN.com, and they all did, a bunch of guys did their biggest takeaways from Game 1 for all the series that are
all right.
And this was his biggest takeaway from Game 1. It wasn't really a takeaway. It was more so a question, John, which is good for us because we get to talk about it.
Okay.
Perhaps Game 1 was the result of the 76ers coming off of the emotional 3-1 series deficit to rally against Boston and beating them in Game 7. Or maybe the New York Knicks are rounding into real championship shape with a 4th straight blowout win in these playoffs and each game essentially over before halftime. And then he goes on to talk about what happened in the game. So do you guys believe it's more of that emotional exhaustion of the Sixers or that the New York Knicks are rounding into championship form. Now, the Knicks are a good basketball team, and they've played together a lot. They were one win away from going to the NBA Finals last year, for crying out loud. Tyrese Halliburton became Reggie Miller and was hitting dagger after dagger after dagger. Which side do you believe is more likely? Sixers exhaustion emotionally or the Knicks rounding into championship type form?
Sixers exhaustion.
That's where I lean. Because let's face it, going into these playoffs, the Boston Celtics were the heavy odds-on favorite to win the East at plus 450. And then the next two closest teams were tied. It was the Knicks and the Pistons at plus 1,500. Like, it wasn't even close. Nobody was looking at the Knicks as some team to beat, championship team. But because they – and oh, by the way, they didn't look great against Atlanta for a majority of that series.
No, they were down 2-1 to Atlanta.
And the fact that they blew out Atlanta the last two games, I also don't really go, look out for the Knicks, because Atlanta stinks. So I can't go all of a sudden Knicks championship type team and they're just going to beat the crap out of the Sixers after one game. I can't do that.
No, absolutely not.
Connor, which way would you lean?
Yeah, it's absolutely the emotional side for me, for the Sixers. Now, that may just be the positive Philadelphian spin in it, because that's the more comfortable side for us to be on, but I don't know that the Knicks are a championship caliber team.
I also hated the way they played yesterday. Tim Bontemps, a second part of the article, they do the what to watch for in Game 2. And he said it was Philadelphia's shooting that doomed the team against the Knicks on Monday. New York was scorching hot. Philly missed just about everything. Sixers made only 41% of their field goals and 37% of their threes, and the result was an embarrassing loss. The Sixers will have to do much better job defending Brunson, and getting Tyrese Maxey going a lot earlier. I don't know why they didn't do that, Johnny. I'm Andrew Salciunas, radio guy, and I was saying yesterday during post-show headlines, which we do every once in a while on our YouTube feed on 97.5 The Fanatic, that he had to get going early. He had one shot in the first quarter.
And that is why I told you that was my absolute first question for you today. I didn't understand it. I did not understand the game plan. You came with a Game 4 Celtics series game plan. Didn't understand it. You saw what worked in Game 2 in Boston. You saw what worked in Game 5, 6, and 7. And you said, you know what? Let's dust off the Game 4 game plan. I don't understand it. I truly don't. Makes no sense to me. And that would be my number one thing if Nick Nurse was joining us this morning that I would ask. I'd be like, what? You had 2 days to come up with the plan. Why was that the plan? Why did you want in the first game?
The cat angle.
I got you. And in the cat angle, I get it.
Because in fairness, Embiid has owned that man.
I think he's owned him.
Yeah.
He has. But to the detriment of the rest of your roster, you went with that plan. And you did. Why did you beat Boston? You beat Boston because in Game 7, 4 different guys at the time in that game carried you to a victory. Mm-hmm. There was the Embiid segment. There was the Paul George D, and then his big shots. Then there was the VJ Edgecombe third quarter where he was on a little bit of a streak, and then there was the Maxey closeout. So to the detriment of the rest of your roster, you went with this, let's focus on Embiid. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I don't understand it.
Sixers are due for Game 2. You know why?
Oh, I think that I'd take the points in the Sixers right now. Whether they win or not, I'm not sure. But I know they will not dial up that again.
Yeah. Here's why. The Knicks can't keep doing that either.
Shooting, you mean like that?
Also, Vincent Goodwill. He had a whole other article.
Okay.
I guess he covers the Knicks for ESPN. The Knicks became the first team in NBA history to win 3 straight postseason games by at least 25 points.
And it was their biggest postseason victory, I guess.
Yeah, yes, that was their
home.
Yeah.
At home,
like
home postseason victory.
Boston had one of those too. I feel like
it just is. It's that last night.
But
was
three straight. Like you're not going to blow out playoff teams 4, 5, 6 straight games in a row.
Also makes me wonder. You get them in a tight game. They haven't played a tight game in a while.
Maybe.
You got to get them to a tight game, though.
Maybe.
you're going to at some point in the series. I don't think they're going to lose by 30 in every game.
No,
It'll
but
be
if
a
you're down,
tight game in game
but if you're
two.
down again, much like the Flyers, if the Sixers are down 2-0, they have a better chance to come back and win the series if they're down 2-0. But I don't like their chances if they're down 2 games.
Oh, no. You got to win game 2.
Yeah.
Like they have a much better chance. I'm not writing this like the Flyers. I have a very hard time believing they're beating that Carolina team 4 out of 5. And I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to be a wet blanket at all. That Carolina team is so good. I really believe you had your chance last night in overtime to even that series. And then if you tell me you got to beat them 3 out of 5 to advance, I can buy that narrative a lot more than I can buy 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard.
I just watched the TK shot again. It popped up my
Oh,
timeline.
no, it's horrible. I've seen it twice.
We have it. Here's how it sounded yesterday on our sister station, WMMR.
Dvorak in to take the draw here against Taylor Hall. Now the Flyers get free. Konechny goes in. Konechny shoots wide of the net. He misses the goal. As it came to TK, he was in alone.
That was their chance. That was their chance. There
were a couple others.
No, I know.
That was it. That was wide.
I know. It was basically a penalty shot.
I mean, seriously.
He makes that. You win in overtime, and now it's a 1-1 series coming back to Philadelphia. A lot different.
And his and in the career of Travis Konechny, and he's got a lot of fans here, and there are a lot of things about his game that I do like and I appreciate. But in his career, the career footnote will be he has not come through as a goal scorer in critical times. In the playoffs, he's not been a playoff goal scorer.
Yeah. I don't think of him as goal scorer Travis Konechny. I think of thorn inside to a lot
still
of
has
teams.
to be. You still got to put.
The problem is, tip it out. He has to be.
And the amount of
the
amount of ice time he gets.
Yeah, he's
the amount of ice time he gets. You bump into goals.
Yeah.
In postseason
I'm
play.
not disagreeing.
Yeah.
All right. What do we have on the Davis Honda text line? Feel the Davis difference. Check him out in Burlington.
Chris from the Great Northeast checks in, says we can't fool ourselves after the last 2 series. How close are the Sixers when they beat a Celtics team full of sneaky athletic white guys? Now they're getting out physical. As for the Flyers, they beat an old Penguins team. They're not close. They don't belong on the same ice as teams like the Hurricanes. The Flyers and Sixers risk losing fan momentum from last round if they both get wrecked.
Okay, that's
this round.
ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Whoa. All right. Whoa.
Absurd. The Flyers' point is absurd. Absolutely absurd.
They just went to overtime.
They've gone to overtime 5 out of 6 games with this team that you say they're not even in the same class with. That's so absurd.
Look, you could say that the Hurricanes are a better team.
The Hurricanes are clearly the better team, the better roster by far.
Lose and the fan momentum. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Sorry,
that is ridiculous.
We're jumping on this poor man, but what are you talking about?
No, that's
dude?
ridiculous.
You know what? If the Flyers lose in 5 games, you know what? I'm not watching next year. You're right. Got me. Caught me. Not watching the Flyers.
Bums.
Yeah, rebuild a failure if they lose the series.
Oh my gosh.
My God.
That is terrible.
And look, this yesterday was horrific. And if they play like that the next 3 games and they get swept,
no.
All right,
no. I have a feeling people will be saying same old Sixers.
Yeah, we'll have that conversation.
If you get 2 more games like that in this series, you're going to get same old Sixers.
Brother, if you get 2 more games like that, you better put fire retardant stuff on the Xfinity Mobile Arena. We'll be trying to burn the building down.
Well, there's going to be.
You got to step up.
They're going to be. I think there'll be potentially people fired if that happens.
Yeah, if they get beat that.
If it's another first round, you win a first round series and you don't get to the second round. You don't get out of the second.
Yeah,
round.
change could still happen.
Could still happen.
But I can't.
It's just
terrible. That was a lot.
God, what a bad night it was. Bad night.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
That's nice.
I forgot to bring this up. This day 10 years ago. So it's my 10-year anniversary.
It is your 10-year anniversary here? What?
11 years ago.
What?
I was my junior year. 11 years ago, it was Cinco de Mayo, and I went to Maxie's, the great bar on campus.
Okay. Maxie's is great.
I was just going with my buddy. I was just going.
Okay.
I'm just hanging out. All of a sudden, 1 margarita, 2 margarita. That's a song.
Yes.
I had a psych final that day.
And?
I got a B on it.
You got a B on it, okay.
But I walk into class, and the girl that I sat down next to, she goes, somebody's been celebrating.
Dude.
I was like, is it that bad? I did it, though.
You did. 24 years ago, put the ring on the finger, got engaged.
I would say me getting a B on my psych final drunk is a little bit bigger than you getting engaged.
More likely that you, please.
All right, coming up next. We hear from Joel Embiid. He was asked about a moment during the game.
Come on, Joe.
That the timeline was fired up about. And we'll discuss it coming up next, because I did not get the same fired up energy that a lot of people did. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Flyers and Sixers both lose. I'm Connor Thomas, and it was not a good night for the playoff teams in Philadelphia. 2 tough losses there. The Flyers lost 3-2 to the Hurricanes in overtime after getting a lot of chances in that overtime period. But Taylor Hall found the winner for Carolina. Rick Tocchet, Travis Konechny, they had a chance to talk after the game. They're keeping the faith, but man, down 2-0 against that team, it's going to be tough. The series shifts back to Philadelphia. Game 3 is Thursday night. Sixers got crushed by the Knicks 137-98 as New York shot the lights out in Game 1 at the Garden. That was pretty much Paul George's evaluation of it after.
Yeah, we had breakdowns tonight, but they also shot the out of the ball. You know, they were hot, but you know, it's a game of adjustments. We'll make adjustments, see what we need to get better at.
Jalen Brunson at 35 to lead all scorers. Game 2 is tomorrow at 7 p.m. up at the Garden. Phillies beat the Marlins 1-0 yesterday as Aaron Nola threw 6 shutout innings. Bryce Harper's home run was the only run in the game. The Phils have now won 6 of their last 7. They start a series with the Athletics tonight at the Bank. 6:40 p.m. first pitch. Christopher Sanchez faces Luis Severino in the pitching matchup. Amy Fidel joins us from the 8 o'clock hour to the end of the show. Anthony Sanfilippo of Vaughn Pattison joins us at 9:05. This update is brought to you by thereamteam.com. Unbeatable savings are on now with 0% for 60 months with approved credit on select Rheem air conditioners. Hurry to thereamteam.com and lock in your savings today. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the
Kincade Salciunas.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
7 a.m. hours brought to you by the BetParks online casino and sportsbook app. Live bet sports on the BetParks app. Play all your favorite casino games. There's always another way to win on the BetParks online casino and sportsbook. Got to be 21 in Pennsylvania, Jersey, or Maryland. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It is 7:30 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Not as much as a high-spirited, happy, fun show. It's been high-spirited. It's been electric, some would say. But both the Flyers and Sixers losing yesterday is a bit of a disappointment. Phillies, though, red hot. The team that will turn the tide here in Philadelphia, Johnny. The Phillies winners of 6 of their last 7, thanks to Magic Mattingly. All right, what's the poll of the day? Speaking of Magic Mattingly, poll of the day brought to us by our friend Dr. Avidan Appel and Iron Mountain Men's Health. 4 hours, the poll strong. What are you shaking your head at in there?
Magic Man. You know what? Let's just get to it. After a rough night for the playoff teams last night, which loss leaves you feeling worse? 71% of our nearly 200 responders are saying the Flyers. Only 29% are saying the Sixers.
Yeah, and we talked about it earlier. It's a confusing question, and it's not a bad question in terms of how you're reading it. After a rough night for the playoff teams, which loss leaves you feeling worse? I feel worse for the Flyers' chances of winning this series, being down 2-0 to the Canes. But which loss leaves me feeling worse in terms of, like, am I proud of one team versus another? I'm proud of how the Flyers played last night.
You should be.
I'm not proud of how the Sixers played last night.
Yeah, no, not proud of the Sixers last night.
Yeah.
But, again, I'm not going to overreact to Game 1 because you could look stupid after what you saw with Game 1 with the Celtics.
That's the thing with where we're at right now. We're in the second round of postseasons. There is no, like, you can't just individually compartmentalize a game. It's always going to be with the series outlook. And the Flyers have a significantly worse series outlook than the Sixers right now.
It's significantly worse. And right now, too, it's a real problem because I really felt like, and I said it last night, and I had people give me some grief. But look, I'm just going to share my opinions with you. And honestly, if you don't like it, then you don't have to follow. I love it if you do, but you don't have to. But I said going into overtime, I felt that if the Flyers were going to win the series, they had to win in overtime. I don't see them beating Carolina 4 out of 5.
No, that's good.
I'm not saying the series is over, but it's hard for me to believe that you're going to come back and beat that team 4 out of 5. Yeah, that's just. I don't think that's being negative. I don't think that's being. I was very impressed last night. I praise them for it. It was great, but that was the game. Like you have to. The low hanging fruit. If you're going to beat Carolina, the low hanging fruit was there. You had the chance to steal one on the road. All you had to do was score in a 1-goal game. Whoever scores wins the game. You had your chance, and you didn't do it.
Vegas doesn't really give the Flyers much of a chance right now.
Not at all.
Your updated series odds, the Canes minus 2,100, Flyers plus 1,000.
There is one difference.
Good value bet, Joe.
When the Flyers come back and they play in Philadelphia, that building will be orange.
It will be.
If the Sixers are down 2-0 after the games at Madison Square Garden, that building's going to be loud and not necessarily for the Sixers.
And it might be orange. Yeah.
It might be orange.
Yeah,
orange and blue. Might look like a Florida Gators game.
Here's the one good thing, the multiple good things about the Sixers moving forward. 7 p.m., 3:30 p.m.
That's good.
I love that, man. These 8:30 starts need to chill out.
By the way, I got some good information for you, and I meant to share it before the show. Yesterday, there was a viral post that was going out.
Okay.
About how the ticket sales, about New York and New Jersey.
Yes.
And how many tickets were being sold and how it was, and I reacted to it too. So somebody reached out, to me last night to clarify that there was the biggest margin of the group that was New York, New Jersey ticket buyers zip codes were bought from South Jersey.
My people.
I'm believing the majority of those are Sixers fans.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've led them.
So I think that the post is misleading because it says Jersey and New York, and people think, well, that's Knicks fans.
Future home of the Eagles, South Jersey.
The largest grouping is South Jersey, close to Philadelphia suburbs ticket buyers. So let's hope that's the case. It's still embarrassing that we have to talk about it.
Yeah, because of what happened last time.
And again, I think every one of you season ticket holders, and I wish the Sixers would do it. They won't, but I wish they would. If you sell your season tickets on the secondary market more than one game in any playoff series, you should have your season tickets revoked. And I know they have a waiting list, for those prime seats, there is a waiting list. Kick them out. Kick them out.
Yeah.
These are the dirtbags who live among us. They just are doing it to be ticket brokers. They don't care about the teams. They don't care about you. They're not like us. Yeah. Kick them out.
Tell them.
And you get people like, oh, I thought you were a capitalist. They're not a ticket. You're not a ticket broker. No, you don't buy tickets just to sell them. No, that should be and there are many teams that do this and many leagues that do this. One game. If there's a playoff series, you can sell one game in the secondary market, not multiple. And just do that. It would clean up this mess.
It's been said.
Jerks.
Gentlemen.
Bunch of jerks.
All right. There was a moment yesterday that, speaking of social media, causing a bit of an uproar.
What happened?
It was in the second quarter, 3 minutes left in the second quarter. It was the moment where Bridges runs into Joel Embiid. And Joel Embiid clearly felt the shock of Bridges running into where I would imagine the incision was made and probably sore.
Sore is not the word.
Yeah,
I would just tell you.
Explain it a little bit more.
I would tell you is my scar probably being 10 times the size of Joel's. I would imagine the pain that he felt with that. He's a tough man.
Yeah.
Because that's 2 weeks out, 2.5. It's almost 3 weeks out now, getting on 3 weeks. The pain he would still feel with that collision. Yeah, he is I'm surprised he wasn't just bent over in pain. He is a strong man to take that.
And as much as I'm trying to be positive, Andy, today, I did have a flashback of the Dwayne Dedmon smacking in the face when he had the orbital bone. Because remember, the Sixers down 2-0 in that series with Miami. This was year one of Harden when they acquired him at the trade deadline, or whenever they acquired him.
Sure.
They're down 2-0. He was out because of the orbital bone, second orbital bone fracture.
Absolutely.
Because that's normal.
Yeah, it never happens to anybody.
He comes back. They win games 3 and 4 and tie the series. And in game 5, and Embiid was playing pretty well. In game 5, he goes up for a rebound. Dwayne Dedmon smacks him in the face, and you saw him go down in pain. And he was not going down low the rest of that series. And I can't blame him, right? Like, you got a freaking broken bone in your face.
I admire him being out there with it.
Yeah. So I had a bit of a bad flashback, like, is he going to be hesitant to do certain things? Because he did not look hesitant in even game 4 when he looked bad. He didn't look hesitant game 4, 5, 6, or 7 against Boston.
I was more worried about his mobility, is the soreness that stuff creates. It's the pain afterwards that I'd be more worried about. I'm wondering how it feels this morning.
Yeah, it might hurt. And
no. It hurts. I promise you it hurts.
Now,
it absolutely hurts.
Social media thought it was a dirty play by Bridges.
I do not.
I don't at all.
I don't either.
Here's the thing, guys. First off, Bridges does not have a rep of being a dirty player.
Not at all.
Right? Like, if this was somebody else, like, you're going, all right, I could see why.
Now, his dirty cousin, Devon.
Yeah.
Devon. Now he's got a dirty reputation.
Can't trust that guy at all.
Dirty
the world's
rep.
nicest person.
That's how he.
That's how he fools
Connor,
you.
That's how he gets away with it all so much.
Yeah, he pretend, and he.
That's how he lures
you
in. Exactly.
First off, Bridges went to college and was coached by who?
Jay Wright, Villanova.
He then played for what head coach last year in New York before they fired him because they didn't win Game 7? Who is a defensive mastermind. Do you not think that Bridges has been taught to fight through screens probably for the last 10 years of his life?
He's probably heard nothing but that.
Fight through the screen. I don't think Bridges was like, oh, here's Embiid.
No.
No, he fought through a screen. What he probably saw was, here's a guy that's a foot taller than me. I really need to fight through this screen. And it's just unfortunate. I bet you he does that 3 months ago before any appendectomy the last time these two teams played against each other. So I don't think it was dirty. There was a lot of people on social media that thought it was dirty. This was Joel Embiid himself after the game.
Kind of grabbed at your stomach. Just what happened on that moment?
I got hit on it. I don't know if it was obviously based on what's been going on. I guess I got to protect him more, so I don't know if it was dirty or not. So yeah, I guess I got to do a better job of protecting especially that part.
I don't think it was dirty, Joe.
I don't either.
I don't think he was saying it was dirty. I think he said, I don't know if it was. I don't believe.
I don't believe it was either. Absolutely
I think
not.
he was running through a screen, which is what Bridges probably did his entire time in Villanova, and he definitely did
it's
with,
not
with
what
Tom
he
Thibodeau.
probably did. It's what he did.
No, I think it was more physical than it needed to be, but that doesn't mean it's dirty.
That's playoffs.
Right, exactly. That's the thing. You remember the Kobe Bryant talk in the Redeem Team documentary where he's like talking about running through
with Pau Gasol, his teammate in L.A., and he was like, dude, I'm going to run through you.
Like, he's not trying to hurt him, but he's trying to – that's the physicality of a big game. And
what did we say about the Flyers and the Penguins? Like, somebody go out there and lay a bit of a boom early on just to send a message like, hey, I don't think he was like, all right, if there's a screen, I'm going to find a way to get him right.
Yeah, and I'm aiming for the incision.
Yeah, I don't believe that. And look, I get it. It sucked because he clearly they were already getting crushed at that point, but he clearly was in pain afterwards. So we always want to defend our guy and protect our guy.
But there was no way. There was no intent on that.
I don't. I didn't get that at all. All right, coming up next, we have today's headlines with Connor Thomas. Don't forget, it's a Tuesday. Tuesdays with Amy. Amy Fidel will be in studio with us from 8 to 10. But we start with today's headlines with Connor Thomas next.
Tatas?
Here on the Fanatic.
What?
The Flyers have a tough task. Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Here we are at 7:46 on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic. We have today's headlines with Connor Thomas coming up momentarily. Amy Fidel, Tuesdays with Amy. That will be in the 8 o'clock hour. We'll get her thoughts on the Sixers debacle that was last night. Just game one. Game two will be tomorrow night. We finally have a relaxing day today. The Phillies are in action tonight, Johnny. The red-hot Phillies, hottest team in town. 6 of their last 7. They begin a series with the Sacramento Athletics, which is weird. Today, it's in Philadelphia, so they're back home after their road trip in Miami. Quick one, just Miami. It was 3 at home against the Giants, then 4 on the road in Miami. Now they're back home for 2 straight series. They have the A's for 3 and the Rockies for 3.
Okay, you got to win. You got to win both series.
Yeah.
So just crawl out of it. Go 4-2. You're fine.
You got to look out, though, because Mickey Mantle-Moniak is coming to town soon. He is amazing. Because have you looked at his numbers this year?
Home and away.
Not just that, righty-lefty. The dude is batting like 150 against lefties. And on the road is horrible. But, man.
Is he like 468 or something?
I
mean, it was wild the other.
Dude, his Colorado against right-handed pitching numbers is
crazy.
It's stupid. And then you go, like, when you just look at the numbers, you're going, wow, this guy's having a hell of a season. Wow, did the Phillies give up too early? And then you realize, like, he can literally only do it in one place against one side of the arm. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that position's filled. Brandon Marsh hitting over 340 against righties right now, 190 against lefties.
Yeah, exactly. We already got that taken care of. All right, it's time now for today's headlines with Connor Thomas.
Today's headlines with the Connor Thomas.
And it's brought to us by Lundy Law. For over 70 years, Lundy Law has been fighting for injured people. If you need them, remember the name Lundy Law, your injury lawyers. Visit LundyLaw.com. That's LundyLaw.com. Now, we mentioned it on the show quickly yesterday, but we didn't really get into it. Big news in the sports world yesterday and a big loss. John Sterling passing away, longtime radio play-by-play voice of the New York Yankees. And Michael Kay on the Yes Network last night had a chance to give him a great tribute with a call.
And the pitch. High drive, right center field, going back to Veras. It is high, it is far, it is gone. Aaron Judge, a Judgian blast. Here comes the Judge.
And I know we have a complicated relationship with the Yankees here in that city of New York with their sports teams, but you had to be able to respect what John Sterling did.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I saw, who did I see? I saw somebody on social media yesterday that's a Yankees fan that was like, look, this is our Harry Callis. You know what I mean? Like, I cried when Harry passed. So, you know, I can imagine he's been calling Yankees game for how long?
80.
Well, he's 80. He was 87.
No, but what, the year was what? 89?
Something like that.
Something
yeah, I mean,
like that. It was a long time.
40 years. It
was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big loss for them, and it's a voice you're always going to remember if you had a chance to hear him call games.
And they had so much postseason success. He has a lot of postseason calls.
Yes, he does.
We don't have as many.
No, we're getting them this year. We're starting to, as long as the Sixers and Flyers can extend their series. Now, Eagles news here. I didn't see it on the show sheet. I'm not sure if you guys are going to mention it. So, you know what? I took the liberties in today's headlines. Big-time contract extension. Howie Roseman, Jeffrey Lurie, busy yesterday. And this is a game changer for the Birds. If you haven't seen it, maybe the move of the offseason.
Oh, boy.
The Eagles have agreed to a contract extension with Dom DeSandro. Big Dom gets a contract extension.
I wonder how that information got out there.
I have no idea. He's been with Philadelphia since 1999, and he will remain with the Philadelphia Eagles going forward.
Wait, I got to look behind. Oh, wait, he's not behind me. The YouTube camera's on me. So I was just wondering if he was behind me.
Dom would have found the camera.
Look, clearly they love him. So, like, there's more to Big Dom than I know. All right. From my vantage point is he's always on camera and he does a lot of chirping. So, you know.
Do you know the head of security's name for any other team?
No.
That is all I will say.
No,
they're
but they
not as
love
good
him.
as
I mean,
Big
he's
Dom.
It's all I will say.
But he's been there since how long?
99.
Yeah,
Guess what?
they love him.
I understand.
Yeah.
But there's no reason to even know his name.
I got you.
I love Big Dom. I don't know, man. I'm all 100% pro Big Dom.
What do you love about him?
listen, the team.
Listen.
What? No,
yeah,
what?
listen,
No,
yeah.
what?
Oh, I love
What?
Big Dom. What do you love about him?
Team clearly trusts him. He does great things for the players. If you hear anybody talk about him, there are people that
What
say
do
he's
you?
like the. I don't know the guy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is what does you are
I'm
so
telling
endeared
you
to
what
him by?
people who work with the guy, because
Okay.
I don't know him personally, say about him. And there are people that say he is a difference maker for this organization, for the way that they run things. And they are a quality organization that has been near the top of football for a long time now in my lifetime. And if he has a part in that, which a lot of people say he does, I'm a Big Dom guy. That's not that complicated to me. I don't care if he's on camera a lot.
So he is helping them win games.
He wears a headset, John.
Okay.
I've seen it on camera.
He's helping them win games. Okay. That's a piece of knowledge that I just didn't expect to hear.
Here's what I will say. And look, this is all teams. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that goes on that we don't know about.
There are.
And I'm sure he does a great
And every
job.
team has
Every team has that. Yes.
Every team has them.
Yes.
Arthur Blank had a ex-FBI director level player guy that was his.
Yeah.
Nobody knew his name.
Yeah, so he likes FaceTime. We're all on camera
Nobody
and
knew his
microphone for a
name.
living. Who are we to
He
cast
was as
Wait,
anonymous.
There's people listening to this?
He was as anonymous
There were
as they
before
came.
the segment started.
And he cleaned up messes behind the scenes for players and everything all the time.
Well, let's lose the remaining listeners that we have after today's headline started. The Met Gala was last night up in New York.
That'll lose him.
Now, I need your guys' opinion on this because there was a lot of looks at who was there and who was not there. Ben Stiller, as a big Knicks fan, goes to the Met Gala, skips game one. Timothy Chalamet, though, goes to Knicks-Sixers game one.
Yeah, back-to-back days we talk about Chalamet. I'm a Chalamet guy now.
But this has got to be tough. Can you imagine Kylie Jenner goes to the Met Gala? They're dating. So, could you imagine your wife, Andrew, or your wife, John, and they want to go? You get the opportunity to go to the Met Gala, and you're like, nah, I'm going to Sixers.
I was married to
game
the Sixers before I was married to my wife.
Fair point.
My wife would never ask me to go.
Yeah, I know.
It's one of the reasons why I'm thrilled that I asked her to marry me 24 years ago today.
Yeah, the Met.
My wife would never ask me to go.
The Met Gala is probably one of the biggest embarrassments to society, and I will say one step further.
Ignorance.
The people that care about the Met Gala that aren't attendees might be even more of an embarrassment to society. Sorry, because I'm sure some of you listening might be Met Gala people. What are you watching for?
You just see it's just the red carpet,
the ridiculousness of
look at me, look at me, look at me
of money that could be going to. I'm not Mr. Do It for the Greater Good guy,
celebrity,
but my God, could the money that's being spent on these stupid outfits? Why are we doing this?
Because it's look at me, look at me, look at me.
Listen,
and then
man, it's fun to get a fit off.
And then you got people sitting there watching it breathlessly like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Look.
I'll say it. If I'm ever invited, I'll go to the Met Gala. Shoot me the invite.
Over the Sixers?
No.
Well,
there it is.
That's the point.
Well,
Ben Stiller.
They don't always play.
Ben Stiller. I love you, Ben Stiller. Fraud alert.
Your wife
gone.
would never ask you to go to that.
No, she would not.
And my wife would not either.
Ben Stiller's on fraud watch. You can't be Mr. Nick and then all of a sudden it's
he is.
Sixers Knicks and you're going
Correct.
You're going Met Gala.
Yeah.
And he didn't even did he dress up? Did he
I think he wore an orange tie and a suit.
Okay, so then that place wasn't even for you. Say, look, even what's his face?
What's his face? Did you just give me what are you, John
us some type
Middleton
of
after a little
descriptor here.
wine?
Huh?
Yeah, John Middleton after a little wine. That guy?
No, who's just the Knicks super fan that's always there.
Spike Lee.
Spike Lee, thank you. He was basically dressed for the Met Gala yesterday at the game.
Looks like Urkel.
But he was at least there.
Oh boy.
He did the Nick Gala. You know what I mean?
Credit to those guys for showing up. We're going to beat your ass in game 2.
Coming up next, Amy Fidel. It's a Tuesday with Amy. I know she was fired up for this one. We'll talk some more Sixers. Exhaustion from the 7-game series, or are the Knicks rounding into form? That was one question being asked. We'll discuss that next here on The Fanatic.
I'm going to tell you that Dan White and Associates is awesome, and they've been in business for around 4 decades, helping people understand money. And conversations about money can be very, very intimidating. If you want to stress test your retirement plan, the one you've had in operation for years, They can do that with you. They can make sure that you have certainty in your financial future, making sure that you've created enough income in retirement that will support the lifestyle that you want to live. Because finances in retirement, that can be overwhelming to people. It can be a topic that people don't even want to approach. But they host educational seminars throughout Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland where you can go, be a passive listener. Find out about what Dan White and Associates can do for you. And then you can go visit them at one of their offices in Middletown or Lewis, Delaware, or Glen Mills, Pennsylvania, and they will offer you a complimentary no-risk consultation. You, your finances, and them. And they will talk to you about all the different ideas that they've got to make sure that you're on the right track. Whatever your financial plans are, they can help make them better. It's Dan White and Associates. Check out danwhiteandassociates.com on the web.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Flyers fall in overtime. I'm Connor Thomas, and it was a heartbreaking overtime loss for the Flyers last night down in Carolina. 3-2 the final, and they got the majority of chances in the overtime period, but Taylor Hall ended up with the winner for Carolina. And Travis Konechny talked after the game. He had a rough miss on a breakaway chance, talking about what they need to take advantage of, but also confidence in the team.
Just got to go in. We played good tonight. Like I said, I should have finished that. It should have been over. We're going home with a win, but, we're going home to our fans now. We know what it's like there, so we're excited.
Game 3 is Thursday night, so they get a couple of nights off to rest and recuperate. The Sixers, they get one night off after getting crushed by the Knicks. 137-98 the final last night from New York. Jalen Brunson at 35, the lead all scorers in that game. Game 2 is tomorrow at 7 p.m. You can hear it live right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Standalone games for the rest of the week, so you'll be able to hear Sixers and Flyers right here. The Phillies beat the Marlins 1-0 as Aaron Nola threw 6 shutout innings. His best start of the year so far. Bryce Harper's home run, the only run in the game. And the Phils have now won 6 out of 7. Don't look now. Don't let the Phils get hot. They host the Athletics tonight at 6:40, live from the bank. Christopher Sanchez faces Luis Severino in the pitching matchup. Amy Fidel joins us next here on Kincade Salciunas. Anthony Sanfilippo will join us at 9:05 to talk some Flyers and Phils. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
It's time for Fanatic Parlay Cash.
All right, let's give out some money. We got the company-wide contest going on right now. Your chance to win $1,000. All you got to do is text in the word credit. Like I give Big Dom a lot of credit. Credit, C-R-E-D-I-T. Credit to 45911. You can enter it on the Fanatic app or 975thefanatic.com. One random entry wins $1,000 in this company-wide contest. Winners will get a call from Beasley, so be sure to answer your phone. Contest rules at 975thefanatic.com. Fanatic Parlay Cash. It stood up by Iron Mountain Men's Health. You have 5 chances to win each day. Right now, here at 8 o'clock, 10, 12 with Middays with Marks, and 3 and 5 with Unfiltered. Good luck.
Now back to Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
It is 8 a.m. here on Kincade and Salciunas on this Tuesday morning following 2 playoff losses. Flyers lose to the Canes in overtime yesterday, 3-2. Sixers, they played. I feel like we literally said those same words after Game 1 against the Boston Celtics that they played. But we know how that series played out. The Sixers end up beating the Celtics in 7 games. The improbable comeback, being down 3-1 after that horrific Game 4 performance, where even the return of Joel Embiid was not like, Embiid's back. They looked horrible in Game 4, and then they won Games 5, 6, and 7, and we celebrated the hell out of it. And maybe they did too. And maybe they weren't so ready for Game 1 last night. And it's a Tuesday, which means, Johnny, Amy Fidel joins us.
She's in the
studio.
house.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, Amy. How
Hi,
are you?
I'm well. Thank you for asking.
Let's start with the Sixers. We've been talking Flyers as well, but you, of course, doing a great job at NBC Sports Philadelphia pre and post. And the Sixers happened last night.
They were there.
They lose 137 to 98. Nick Nurse waves the white flag early in the second half. Can't blame them. They had no shot of coming back in that basketball game. So one question that's being asked by Vincent Goodwill. It's a great name.
Mr. Goodwill.
Mr. Goodwill. He writes, he covers the Knicks for
Bad candy bar,
ESPN.com.
Goodwill is a candy bar?
Wasn't it?
No.
Good
in
bar.
Good in plenty?
Good bar, I think it's called.
Well, Mr. Goodwill believes that, or he put out a question: is this more Sixers exhaustion, like the emotional exhaustion of coming back 3-1, winning in 7?
And also physical exhaustion.
Yes. Or Knicks rounding into what he believes could be a championship type form, especially now that Boston's out. What side
I think the
do
answer's
you
probably
believe?
both.
Sure.
But I think for a game like that, I'm going to lean a little bit more into the mental and physical exhaustion. I think that the Knicks are rounding into form. I think that there's a lot of people that punched a ticket on the Knicks when the Sixers won Game 5. They thought, well, this Boston team, even if they get past the Sixers, are looking more vulnerable. The Knicks took them down last year. Of course, that was without Tatum. But people thought, well, the Knicks look really good. The Celtics don't. We're going to go ahead. And that's why a lot of the odds went down on the Knicks as far as to win the Eastern Conference. So I think that there is still some of that. But if you're asking for why that Game 1 went that way, the Sixers got in at 2 a.m. on Sunday morning. They made the trip. They quickly regrouped, packed all their stuff up, cleaned everything, and then got right back on the road up to New York on Sunday evening, and then got up early on Monday. And I think it probably hit them Monday afternoon. Like, this was exhausting. We were in Boston 2 days ago fighting tooth and nail because that was not an easy Game 7, let's be honest.
Right.
And I think it caught up with some of them. You don't look like Tyrese Maxey running through quicksand without thinking there's some kind of exhaustion hitting. I think that there's also the thought process for me that this is a very good Knicks team, and if you let them do what they want to do, a la run the pick and roll to death, then they're going to do it, and they're going to kill you with it. And that's what they did. There was no... I think there's going to be adjustments. I think that goes without saying. We saw that from Game 1 to Game 2 for the Celtics series. I have full confidence there'll be plenty of adjustments. It just depends on how hard you can adjust because they have a lot deeper of a team that runs the system better than the Sixers do. I still think the Sixers are a very talented team. I think there is absolutely a way they can win this. I'm not going to say no, but if you had to ask why Game 1 exactly went that way, that it was a complete debacle, a 39-point loss, I'm going to lean a little bit more on the mental and physical exhaustion.
Do you feel better after Game 1 loss versus the Knicks than you did after Game 1 loss to the Celtics?
I do, probably because I've seen what they can do when they have like a blowout.
Twice you saw it. Yeah. You saw losses like that in the Celtics series.
And twice you saw
and they
really good
rebounded
recoveries.
well, right?
So I think that there is that. And maybe that's a little bit of fool's gold. Maybe we're putting too much on the, hey, we've already seen this before. But we've also seen that Sixers team go up to the Garden and play exceptionally well. We've seen VJ Edgecombe play exceptionally well on Jalen Brunson. I think they have to show a little bit more double teams for him personally. And I think that we've seen Tyrese Maxey play well at the Garden. So I think those are some anomalies for me, why I feel like there's going to be some confidence to bounce back.
Curious to get your thoughts on this. I termed it a stupid positive take.
Okay.
Like I led with the word stupid. All right, I need that to be clear before anybody takes this super seriously, even though I'm kind of serious, but it is stupid. Maybe they needed that last night.
Well, that is stupid.
It's stupid.
But I hear you.
They won Game 7, and it was great to see the smiles from ear to ear, especially for Joel Embiid, because he finally did something that he has not accomplished before, and that was winning a Game 7. He was 0-3 going into it. ultimately it was the first round. Right? Like, as much as it means something to this city that we saw Joel Embiid overcome a Game 7, I said it earlier, as much as it means to people of John's generation, right? Like, it's been 42 years since you beat Boston in the playoffs. Like, that must have been so freaking special. 44 years, thank you. That must have been so freaking special.
Thanks for reminding me.
For Sixers, 2 more years, Johnny.
Jeez.
For Sixers fans to have seen that and the organization to have accomplished that. And you took down Boston, the odds on favorite to get to the NBA Finals from the Eastern Conference. Ultimately, it was the first round. And I'm not saying they went into game yesterday smelling themselves. It's just, I feel like they were like, all right, we did it. They needed to get woken back up a little bit, and getting smacked in the face that way may have woken you up. Like, wow, we need to keep playing with that same energy, that same attitude that we had in games 5, 6, and 7 every single game.
Yeah, not just offensively or just overall defensively. The defense was not the same relentless defense that we saw in games 5, 6, and even 7. 7, there was a little bit of a step back, but there had to be because game 6 was such a complete defensive effort. There was not that. They let Karl-Anthony Towns operate it free from three-point. I know he only was 3 for 5, but he didn't have to be. He only played 20 minutes of the game because they went with Mitchell Robinson a lot of the time, which I understand. That's what you're going to do. Karl-Anthony Towns, Joel Embiid is not the traditional matchup. Karl-Anthony Towns, I don't care what the roster says, he is not a center. He is a forward. He plays forward. He is a 4. I don't care what they say. You might put him at the 5. He's a 4. He operates like a 4. Look at his assists. He's out there operating as a forward guard almost. And I think that that's one of the things you have to run him off that. Like, treat him like Jaylen Brown. Treat him like Jason Tatum. I think that'll be an adjustment. You cannot let him operate, from 15 feet and outside as freely as he did. I thought the defense really was lacking on a lot of things. I thought they did an okay-ish job on certain players. But they have a physicality to them and skill set like an OG Anunoby that the Celtics do not have.
Right.
Celtics don't have that guy.
No, they have sneaky athletic guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Knicks?
Is that what?
No.
I was like, the Knicks don't.
No.
Yeah.
Celtics. They have a bunch of
they have a sneaky
athletic guys.
It's funny because you call Jalen Brunson crafty. And I was like, he is, because he's not athletic. He's a tremendously skilled player, but he's not going to out-athlete anybody on that court. So you should be able to make him work for it on the defensive end by having him chase your guy around. Put the ball, whoever's guarding him, whoever Jalen Brunson's guarding, put the ball in that guy's hands because that's how you beat them. Or at least you have like a fighting chance. You saw what they did to Jaylen Brown, how hard they make him work for it on either end. Then he's going to be tired on one of the two. It's very simple. I feel like there's certain things that you have to do, but yeah, the defense did not travel to New York. That was probably the biggest thing when you watched the way that the Knicks were able to do whatever they wanted. Jalen Brunson got to every spot he wanted to.
Every spot.
And you saw him drive in, you're like, well, that's going to be good.
The other thing that really bothered me, and yesterday, again, I'm Andrew Salciunas. I'm not head coach Nick Nurse. Yesterday, we do something on YouTube, post-show headlines. We do it every once in a while. And I was calling for Maxey to be involved early, like offensively. If they're going to win this series, I think he's going to have to be close to 30 points a night, Tyrese Maxey. Like, obviously, Batman Robin with Joel Embiid.
Right.
I get that maybe early on they were like, hey, Embiid's had so much success against Karl-Anthony Towns. Let's go. Tyrese Maxey cannot take one field goal in the first quarter of any basketball game ever, let alone a freaking playoff series in the Garden where you need to hit shots. I thought that was completely mismanaged.
That was like game 4 of the Celtics series.
Yes.
Almost a repeat. And
I hated it then,
saw
too.
what happened after that. It didn't happen again. Games 5, 6, and 7, that did not occur. You worried that it was in the back of Tyrese Maxey's mind, too. Now it's like, well, I haven't taken a field goal. Wait, are you forcing it now? I don't know why it was so low. He didn't make his first field goal until over halfway through the second quarter.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, which is wild. I mean, that's just not something you want to do. They all took 11 shots. Of course, they all didn't play past 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. So, I think that the game plan has to be early and often. You can take something away from the Celtics series and the fact that you can jack up a bunch of shots. I think that you can take that away. You don't have to be as judicious about it because it's the Knicks or a slow, plodding team. Like they're a slow plotting team. They're not going to run you up and down the court the way the Celtics are, certainly the way the Sixers like to do. So why are you playing their game? Why are you doing that? Don't do that. Jalen Brunson's going to get to the spot. You get to your spot.
Yeah.
You got to run up and down the court, run them ragged. I thought that was very interesting that they just kind of made let the Knicks dictate the pace, because that's a slower plotting team that's just going to crash the boards and kind of walk the ball up.
I didn't understand why that game plan was. It was the first thing I asked this morning. If you listen to Nick Nurse's postgame, which I know you do because you have to live and breathe it more than we do on a daily basis, is Nick Nurse, every single comment he made, in one soundbite, he stopped himself in the middle of 5 sentences. He did not complete 5 sentences.
Well, let's play.
He's in the middle of saying something and he stops. He doesn't complete the sentence because he can't say what he really wants to say.
I think there's
and
that.
every one of them was about effort.
Yeah, I think there's that. I think he stopped himself because he's not the guy that's going to call out and badmouth his team. But also, I think
that tells me he wanted to.
But I think they're also reeling a little bit. I think he was also like a little bit like, you're going to ask me. Let's go back to what Tyrese Maxey said after some of those games. Why didn't you have the effort? I don't know. Nick Nurse is like, what do you mean you didn't have the effort? Like, you didn't have the effort? It's game 1 in the Garden against the Knicks. Like, what are we doing? So do I need him to come out and call out players? Absolutely not. I find that to be completely antithetical of what a coach should do in a 7-game series. Now, is it a game, in the middle of the season when you're still fighting for your playoff life? Absolutely, because you're trying to fire him up. But if you need to get fired up by your coach in a post-game press conference after game 1, shouldn't you look in your mirror?
No, it does tell me, though, that's what he wanted to
do. It tells me that he already
stopped.
It tells me that he already did that.
Yeah, he probably said it in the locker room.
You heard that from the post-game comments. The guys talked about it. When you hear them over and over talk about the effort and why it wasn't there, that's clearly something that's been listen, these players are very smart, but you can only hear something so many times before you start parroting it. I remember going back to like a Don Barlow soundbite where he said something about like, oh, they're 4-2 when doing such and such. And I'm like, you think that guy knew that? He didn't know that. He was told that because that's what
It's like the Phillies with the good club thing.
They come into these guys come into the post-game press conference almost immediately after Nick Nurse has addressed them.
Absolutely.
So they're sitting there stewing after their coach has dressed them down. If you think they're not talking about in some way, obviously, in a much more overt way, and general way, that tells me when he was talking about like, we didn't do this, this, and this, he's not going to start naming them by name. I don't know a single coach that would do that and think it was a good idea.
Well, Doc Rivers did say he did not know if Ben Simmons would be a championship point guard, and then we all know what happened after that.
How'd that work out for their relationship?
Not great. All right, what do we have on the Davis on the text line? Feel the Davis difference. You could check them out in Burlington, and then we'll talk some Flyers hockey. They also lost yesterday, but there is something that we need to address from this Flyers game that we have not addressed yet. What do we got?
Steve checks in and says, panic meter is still low. That being said, tomorrow's a big game. Goal is just to take one in New York. Let's not go home empty-handed. This Knicks team is not a world-beater roster.
I think that is a great way to look at it.
It's a good roster.
And this team,
it's a good bench,
as
too.
Amy pointed out, and in the earlier conversation there, after what we saw them rebound from Game 1 of the Celtics series, and we saw them rebound from Game 4 of the Celtics series, this team right now deserves the benefit of the doubt that they can come back tomorrow night with a really strong effort. They deserve that benefit of the doubt. They really do. They've shown us. They've shown us in the past 10 days that they can do that. So I'm going to choose to believe that they can.
Yeah, I think it's.
I'm frustrated though that they have
exactly.
to. I'm frustrated that they have to.
Is.
That we're here again.
It's like, oh great, another like 30+ point
playoff
loss. But at the same time. Yeah, I mean, they've been here before. I don't like that they've been here before. I think it's kind of like, really, you couldn't give me that little bit more in Game 1 in Madison Square Garden against the Knicks, a team you haven't beaten in the playoffs since 1984. I love this history. We're going 40+ years all the time, not just back-to-back.
Right.
It's just, so it's one of those things. It is disappointing, but until they prove themselves to being out of it, a la like another complete debacle of a game, then no. I think that you have to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Stupid positive spin.
They just
stupid positive
I don't think
they
that's
needed
stupid
it,
positive.
but
I think they deserve it.
Yeah,
the benefit of the doubt.
I feel like if they'd have been a close loss, then that would have fired them up just as much.
Sure.
Too, because it would have been like we're right there.
Look, these guys are prideful. They're not going to want to get embarrassed like that again.
Tyrese Maxey had 4 turnovers. Do you know how many turnovers he had in the entire 7-game series?
4?
9.
Okay.
That's amazing.
He was a 46-9. That's better than 5-1
Yeah.
assist to turnover ratio. He had 4 last night, and he didn't play the entire game. That's not going to happen again.
Also, I mean, you talk to Nick Nurse every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
Can you have him design, instead of a box in one where you're defending somebody, can they do a box in one where they're just boxing out Josh Hart so that he doesn't get rebounds? That man.
That seems so simple.
That man and his rebounding drives me freaking up a wall.
Whoever solves that, Nick Nurse, whatever, name the coach. No one has ever solved it.
It's unbelievable.
It's bizarro world.
I'm watching it unfold again.
Here's another fun stat.
Thank God it was only one
So
game.
they played 4 times during the regular season. Do you know what the average offensive rebounds for the Knicks were in the 4-game regular season was?
The average offensive rebound?
Yeah.
6.5.
7.
16.
What?
Yeah, it's
16?
crazy. And Josh Hart probably gets
Probably
half
had
of them.
8 of them.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
unbelievable.
wait a minute then. Then
But
then
that's
I feel
normal.
a little.
That is not the Sixers. That is the Knicks' normal rate.
Then I feel a little dumber about. Then I feel a little dumber then about being so outraged by it. Then.
But when you're
they
playing
won 2 of those games, though, John.
I get you.
In
but
the
over
Garden.
the course of the series, I need
In
them
the
to
Garden.
figure something out.
They did.
Yes.
Wow.
But the thing is, this is
Wow.
So yes, like this is going to be glaring because we're in the Sixer land and this is Sixers. Go look at them against the Boston Celtics. Look at them against
Same
the Magic.
thing.
Look at them against the Raptors. It is what they do. The thing is, you have to do the other things better. They're going to get their O boards.
Wow.
Yeah, it's jarring, but they're going to get
you
that.
do that for a living.
Josh Hart, that is his existence.
It's unbelievable.
That's
2 bigs, Andre Drummond, just body Josh
yeah,
Hart.
that's what I'm saying. Just put him out there.
What do you think Justin Edwards is out there for?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
get
I know.
6.
I thought it was the foul Mitchell Robinson.
It was, but you get 6, so box out whomever you choose.
Yeah.
Nick Nurse has to be pretty judicious with his substitutions because there really is a drop off. In this series, it'll be much more evident.
Yeah. All right. Flyers, they lose in overtime yesterday. Bummer because they go up 2-0 early. They score 2 goals in a matter of 30 seconds.
It was like the first time the Carolina Hurricanes have lost.
The first time they were trailing all postseason.
Yeah.
By the way, how many in my text in the first period? How many goals did I tell you they would need to win?
4. And they lost 3-2.
How many?
4. I said they'd need 4, and it was when it was 2-0. I said they're going to need 4 to win tonight.
Unfortunately, they lose.
They didn't even
3-2.
get the third.
Now, something that we have not addressed yet today. Somebody explain something to me. These leagues,
okay,
that are multi-billion-dollar corporations.
Yes.
Is the NFL $1 trillion corporation?
Probably, but I don't think
wouldn't
so.
No,
Yeah.
it is.
Trillion? All right.
Yeah, easily.
$1 trillion corporations, multi-billion.
32 franchises? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How in the world in 2026 can we still not have a camera angle that doesn't have some guy's head standing in front
that
of
was
God?
my God.
terrible.
That was like wild to me.
And the camera angle got shaky every time.
because it's up in the stands.
And it
that
happened.
was like I
it
get
Why
happened
is it
last.
shaky?
because the building was shaking.
Yeah.
Wow.
It happened last year in the hockey playoffs last year too. Maybe it's the way the arenas are set up
Yes,
and
it is.
the angle. You're not doing so much of over the top. I don't need somebody's head
Yeah, the fact there was a head
constantly
in the way
throughout an entire playoff game. It's like baseball. Every once in a while, you get the camera angle that's slightly off center, and I'm like, can we
Can
fix
you
it?
smooth it?
Can you fix that?
I will tell you that last night there is a mute button for your TV. Ray Ferraro was well worth it, and I don't complain much about analysts on television. Ray Ferraro was terrible last night.
Yeah, I had Sixers audio yesterday.
And I can tell you personally, having covered Ray, having done radio and television for the team that Ray played for, I know how much Ray loathes Philadelphia.
Oh.
So
it's one of those.
There you go.
And he was
That guy.
he was a former Hartford Whaler.
So he's all caned up.
All I will tell you is his excitement for the Carolina Hurricanes is high.
Yeah.
His apathy towards the Philadelphia Flyers is also high.
I will say those bad camera angles do not happen in new stadiums because the stadiums are built with camera angles in mind.
Exactly.
Yes, they built in. That place is.
I always love. Every once in a while, I'm a loser. Every once in a while, late summer night, I'll put on like the Cape Cod leagues that are going on.
That might as well be game changer.
The camera angle is like third base.
Yeah.
They're on the third
It's
base
literally
line.
like somebody operating it with their iPad. Game changer.
It's awesome.
It's not big.
All right, coming up next. Sometimes it's therapeutic to talk about just how bad something was, right? Maybe?
Yep.
You know, you got to dig deeper to make your way back up to the
Sure.
top.
Build yourself back up.
So let's do that, Johnny, because Amy, somebody from NBC Sports Philadelphia, did the work for us.
Oh, great.
It's Kincade and Salciunas. Amy with us, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Mom is mom. Mom holds everything together. Mom is the glue that keeps the family going. Whether it's your partner, whether it's your mom, whether it's the mom to your children, it's your turn to give her something from Benari Jewelers that's going to help her celebrate Mother's Day because, hey, a pair of classic diamond earrings, that would make a difference. A bracelet that she's going to wear every day and think about you every time she looks at it, well, that's something that'll always be memorable. How about a pendant necklace with colored gemstones that represent the birthstones of her children? That would work too. Because when it comes to honoring mom, Benari showrooms are filled with great gifts in Exton and Newtown Square. That's going to help her. You're going to help you find the perfect gift for her that's going to make her smile, and it's always going to be close to her heart. Benari Jewelers has two beautiful showrooms, as I've told you. Exton and Newtown Square. You can shop online at BenariJewelers.com. Get a little perusal before you go, but you want to meet their team. They'll help you pick the perfect gift in the perfect price range. That's going to say, thank you, Mom. We love everything that you do for us at Benari Jewelers. Exton and Newtown Square, online at BenariJewelers.com.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
2 slow starts to series. I'm Connor Thomas, and that's what we've had with the Sixers and Flyers in the second round. Last night, the Flyers fell 3-2 to the Canes in overtime. They did get a lot of chances in that overtime period, but Taylor Hall was the only one to find the net. He got the winner for Carolina with just over a minute left in the first overtime period. Rick Tocchet talked after the game about the Flyers haven't been here before, though.
You know, I think that really helps the belief in the room of just staying with it. And we've been dead before, and we've climbed out of the grave, you know. So we keep hearing that we're dead and dead, but the guys won't give up, so that's why I'm proud of them.
So they're still keeping the faith. The series will now shift to Philadelphia. Game 3 is Thursday night. The Sixers, they got smoked by the Knicks last night. 137-98 the final. New York shot the lights out in Game 1. Jalen Brunson had 35 to lead all scorers in the game. Game 2 is tomorrow at 7 p.m. You can hear that live here on The Fanatic. Phillies beat the Marlins 1-0 last night as Aaron Nola threw 6 shutout innings, his best start of the year. Bryce Harper's home run was the only run in the game. Phils have won now 6 of their last 7. They start a series with the Athletics tonight at Citizens Bank Park, 6:40 p.m. first pitch for Game 1. Amy Fidel stays with us for the remainder of the show. Anthony Sanfilippo of Vaughn Pattison will join us at 9:05 to talk some Flyers and also some Phils. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Time for an upgrade. Comer & Cross can transform your entire garage floor in just one day.
97.5 The Fanatic Philadelphia. More of Kincade and Salciunas coming your way now.
All right, it's 8:30 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Who needs a pick-me-up? Because we sure did. Sixers lose yesterday
besides your snacks,
39 points. The Flyers lose in overtime yesterday. They're now down 2-0. And we were able to get a little bit of a pick-me-up during the commercial break because Roy Rogers just dropped off some food, Johnny. And love me some Roy Rogers, always have. I've told you the story before. That was my mom's first ever job. My mom worked at a Roy Rogers. So Roy
we had
Rogers,
one in Newtown Square.
Yeah.
We had one in Newtown Square growing up, and it was very, very popular.
Every time we saw one on the road somewhere,
There it is, Roy Rogers.
Road trips, we usually stopped at the Roy Rogers. So we just ate some delicious food. I just had a sourdough ham, egg, and cheese.
Delicious.
And it was unbelievable. You went with what? The biscuit?
Chicken biscuit.
Chicken biscuit.
Which I did not listen to Connor and Austin, who said you could put some jelly on that.
It's a weird move.
No, because you're not a psychopath and put jelly on a chicken biscuit.
Yeah, that's a weird move, dude.
A biscuit with jelly?
Yes.
Sure. A chicken biscuit? No, you
I
don't.
just said you could if you want to.
Yeah, you could do
As
anything
like
if you
but
want.
You could
Not
also
anything. Some things are illegal.
You could go. You could lick,
Jelly on
you
chicken
could
biscuit is
lick
not.
the board right now if you
Yeah, you
wanted
could
to.
do that, too.
I would
It's
still,
like pre-show
I would
routine.
still say that would be weird. So we have two
Interesting.
$25 gift cards to give away to Roy Rogers in Cherry Hill,
Great,
now
folks.
offering free coffee with any purchase. Love that. So you can use a $25 gift card and still get free coffee. Come grab a quality breakfast at Roy Rogers. Their breakfast sandwiches are delicious on your choice of sourdough, croissant, or biscuits. Download the app and order ahead. We have two $25 gift cards that we will give away throughout the course of the show today. Real quick, I wrote this down during the commercial break because Amy and I were both speaking highly of the sourdough bread. I believe the sourdough bread of the normal breads.
Yes.
So, like, I'm not talking
Superior bread.
I'm not talking, Italian roll, French. I'm
Right,
talking.
you're talking about rye,
terrible
wheat.
white bread.
Grocery store.
Yes.
Or terrible
These are
white bread.
When someone asks, like, what kind of bread?
Yeah.
They're not saying, like,
You're not saying
Italian.
challah.
Yeah, we're saying, like, rye, wheat,
What are you doing?
white.
Every voice today?
Also, what kind of bread was that again?
Challah bread, right?
Yeah, I just
Challah
didn't know.
bread.
Like, it was
Just
very strange
interesting.
the way you said it.
It's fantastic.
It is.
I love
Talk about
challah bread.
great-
Like, it's
great French toast.
really freaking good.
Great French toast.
So I wrote it down.
Holla.
In order: sourdough 1, whole grain 2,
Get out of here.
No.
rye 3,
Wow, this is a terrible list.
white 4,
You're done with bread takes.
Wait a minute. White.
wheat 5.
White.
We found something
Get
that's
out.
worse than your sports takes. and it's your bread takes.
Multigrain is not on that list as a crime. That's
I
the
put
crime.
whole grain. Isn't whole grain and multigrain the same thing?
No.
Yeah.
No. Whole grain is one, multigrain's another. Whole grain is one.
Well, technically, whole grain is just the one grain,
Yes.
and multigrain is. But I
Multigrain
think
is
you meant.
next.
I think you
That's
meant
what-
multigrain.
yeah,
You meant
you
all
mean
the
multigrain?
grains.
All right,
Yes.
so that's the
Multigrain
two.
We talked
is
about all the
multigrain,
grains.
but
He likes
white-
to see all the seeds in there.
The fact that
Yes,
white bread's
yeah,
on
that's
your
multigrain.
list, which is like the worst thing you can
First
put
of
in your
all-
body,
Oh, well, it's not definitely.
that is terrible.
But definitely not
It's
the worst
horrible.
thing.
It's sugar. Just take
It's
a spoonful
delicious.
of sugar and just put it in your mouth.
But it tastes good.
It does.
I'm
White
not talking
bread?
about like what's bad
does.
for you. I'm talking about what's good. And
Yeah,
I
but
had it at 4. It's not like I had it at 2.
Yeah, it's bad.
By the way, rye for me,
Rye.
rye bread's a big Lithuanian thing.
I appreciate
So
that.
You put mustard on your rye?
Yeah, I've done
Okay,
sandwiches.
because mustard,
like
I
a
heard mustard
pastrami.
is really good.
Yeah.
Pastrami,
with it.
I grew
rye.
up like rye bread was on the table
I have to doctor up a rye.
all the time.
If,
course you do.
there's rye bread, you have to doctor it up.
You don't
can't just enjoy
You don't have to
it.
doctor up white bread. I could just eat that.
No, I
plain.
can't eat white bread.
All right.
Can't do that one.
So Amy, you work for NBC Sports Philadelphia.
I sure
yeah,
do.
she does.
And so you
Sure
know
do.
that Ruben Frank works for NBC Sports
He
Philadelphia.
does. Man is a wealth of knowledge.
Anybody else? You got to go down the list of who works there?
Dave Zangaro.
Dave Zangaro.
Yeah.
Jordan Hall.
Noah
There you
Levitt,
go.
Jordan Hall.
Right.
Gonna give out some.
Ray Dunn used to.
Yeah, for like a second.
They rat
We
him
miss
out.
him.
So Rube's been doing his 10 stats forever with the Eagles, but he's
Yeah.
been dipping his toes in the water of the Sixers.
He always has observations.
So he did his 10 76er stats that are guaranteed to make you feel even worse than you already do.
It's probably like the number one article on our website right now. I'll have to find that.
So
out.
again, sometimes it is therapeutic to really focus on the bad things, and then hopefully you overcome said really bad things. Do you know that this is the second worst loss ever by the Sixers in the playoffs?
Yeah, it was 40 points. In 1982, Game 1 against the Celtics. What happened in 1982 against the Celtics?
They beat them.
Oh, they lost by 40 in the Game 1, and they came back and trucked them the rest of the way. So, yes, if you watch the post-game show, which I know everybody did last night because it was such a great game.
I was still awake.
It was the very first thing we said.
Once, twice, three times a disaster. After losing Game 1 and Game 4 of the Celtics series, both by 32 points, the Sixers are now the only second team in NBA history to lose 3 playoff games by 30 or more points in the same season. It happened just last year when the Nuggets lost the game to the Lakers but by 34, then won the series, and then lost by the Thunder by 43 points and 32 points.
Well, that's the Thunder.
So they're not first, they're second. The -5 for the first time in franchise history, 5 Sixers were -20 or worse in a game. Not playoffs.
My gosh.
Not just playoffs. Ever games. Tyrese Maxey of -28, Paul George of 26, Kelly Oubre at 25, and Embiid and Quentin Grimes both a -24.
See, that to me right there, that's effort. That's an effort stat. That's effort.
It's also a little skewed because they were not in the game to make that number go back up.
Yeah.
Because you look at like Jalen Brunson, why is he now at a +39? He didn't play the whole game.
True.
Those are a little bit skewed. But yes, it's not a good stat. Why it's a bad thing. It's on his list.
The Knicks' 139 points are the second most the 76ers have ever allowed in a playoff game. The most was 156 back in 1970 when Lou Alcindor.
Yep.
He was good at basketball.
So was his brother. What was his brother's name? Kareem. Was really, really good, too.
That's not his brother. That's the same human.
It's the same guy. He's also a great pilot.
Surely you must be joking.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
All right. This ought to be impossible. Adem Bona played just 4 minutes, but picked up 5 personal fouls.
No, that's not impossible. It's not impossible. He proved it.
I really don't like him watching. I don't like playing in basketball. Him playing basketball. I really despise it. I despised it last year. I despise it even more this year.
There's some basketball awareness plays that are just not registering.
Yes. It's very Paul Reed, and when Paul Reed left, I thought I was rid of that. And Adem Bona is just actually worse than Paul Reed, and that's saying something.
It's not good.
There were more. I figured I'd stop.
It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah. So it was really bad. And
you want some more? The Knicks are the first team to win 3 straight playoff games by 25 points or more.
We gave that one. That's historic. So we said that means they're due for a come down.
Correct. The last teams there was 2 other teams that won 3 straight games by 20 or more. It was the 86 Lakers and the 2009 Cavaliers.
Okay.
2 very good teams, but they did not. I mean, listen, the Knicks are good. They played a perfect game.
Good
they
club.
played really well.
I mean, they shot like 70% in the first half. So that's not going to happen again. And
you can't make it that easy for them. I think that's the overriding thing.
Cat had way too much space.
You can't slack. I can't remember who I think I was texting Scott Graham, and he was like, "What's going on?" It's like you can't slag off like Karl Anthony Towns. He's
one of the best shooting.
He has prided himself on this. Remember years ago when he entered the 3-point contest, and everybody's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I want to be the best 3-point shooting big man in NBA history." That was like 6 years ago. He's shot in the Hawks series, and granted, the numbers are going to be skewed against that Hawks series because of the way that it ended, but there's still going to be numbers. 40+% from 3, 44, I think it was. Like, he's a good 3-point shooter. They knew that. They wanted to put, I think, a little bit more emphasis on trying to make them work harder in the paint. You should be able to go in the middle all day. They let that open. It didn't need to because you're taking all these 15, 18, 22, 25 footers, and they all went in.
They all went in.
Which isn't, well.
That will not happen again.
It's not going to happen.
1, they're not going to all go in, and 2, they're not going to have that kind of space anymore.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the key is, and that's where the adjustments have to happen. And
but those shots,
we all believe that will happen.
Yeah.
The adjustments will happen.
Yeah,
they will.
They're not losing. They're not losing by 30. How much was it?
39.
39 points. They're not losing by 30.
Wow.
39.
Lock that one in. All right, what do we have on the Davis on a text line? Feel the Davis difference. Check them out in Burlington. You can text the show at 610-632-0975. And we'll let you know soon how you can win the two $25 gift cards from Roy Rogers.
So Jason checks in here. He has some positives on the Sixers last night. Wants to bring the mood up a little bit. He says Sixers have no bench whatsoever, no improvement at all since Morey took over. Another second-round exit.
Man, I mean, I feel like we've had a lot of really sharp turns today because of that loss yesterday. Like, we had a texter earlier, Amy, that said if the Flyers lose this series and the Sixers lose this series, all fan momentum will completely disappear. Now, if the Sixers get blown out,
if they have 4 straight games of 30-plus points, yes,
sure,
I get that. I don't think that's going to happen.
The Flyers, like, no. I even after a loss yesterday, I'm proud of.
You had a 3.8% chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think we're not handling last night very well.
No, because there was so much joy and the rug got pulled out. And you find yourself kind of flailing, and that's when you're flailing, you don't have good thoughts when you're flailing.
Yeah, it feels.
Don't go
like
to the
that.
deep dark place. You can still hide in the shadows, but don't go to the dark place.
There's no reason to.
You shouldn't go into the dark place yet.
No. Not after that.
All right, what did I have as my number one bread? Fifth person to text it in at 610-632-0975. Fifth person to text in what my number one bread was. Will win our first of our two $25 gift cards to Roy Rogers, and you could have said number one bread.
Yes.
You can.
That's right. That's a hint.
I just ate it.
You can.
And it was delightful. All right, coming up next. From horribly bad stats to a team that has quietly won 6 of their last 7, Amy. The hottest team in town.
Woo!
Are they back at 500 in less than 2 weeks? We go through that next. Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's great if you have a Bradford White water heater in your house because you know that you're going to have all the hot water when you need it, on demand, whenever it is necessary. That means when you need to have that hot shower, when you need to run your laundry, when you need to be able to run the dishwasher. Bradford White water heaters are built to be the best, so they have the best components. They are a Philly-based company, so they understand you. They understand what it takes to get the job done. And plumbing professionals in the area understand it even more. They understand that what you demand. They know how tough we are. And their Aerotherm hybrid heat pump models and new Infinity tankless models, they're the best. You see these things? They're small. They take up so much less space, and they're super efficient. So they're going to actually cost you a lot less money to run while giving you endless hot water on demand whenever you need it. Because you see, how you heat your water, it really does matter. Why wouldn't you do business with a great company? Why wouldn't you do business with a company that never lets us down? Why wouldn't you do business with Bradford White? Check out bradfordwhite.com for details.
through John Connor, Kincade and Salciunas, Philly Sports Talk, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
It is 8:47 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Another $25 Roy Rogers gift card up for grabs. We'll let you know how you can win that as the show continues. Don't forget, we have the deal of the week going on right now. $50 Von C. Brewing Company gift card. It's a great deal. You pay $25 and you get $50. So we were talking about this yesterday. Why buy just one? Buy multiple.
Somebody bought 4 yesterday, and I'm not saying who bought them.
Was it John Kincade?
No, somebody bought 4 that I know.
Oh,
I will say
awesome.
somebody who may have been in my bloodline.
Oh, okay.
So let's put it that way.
Look, it's a genius move because if you buy
Why wouldn't you? If you love the place, why wouldn't you?
You're paying $100 and you're getting an extra $100 with it. Get a taste of Philly brewing history. Von C. Brewing Company in Norristown. Get this deal while supplies last at 975thefanatic.com/deals. All right, Phillies. Take a little break from the playoff losses that we experienced yesterday. The Phillies won 1-0. They beat the Marlins. Aaron Nola looked very good. 6 innings, 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, no walks.
What's the ERA down to now?
I
that
imagine
had
it's
to
on
help
the
big
5s.
time?
5.06.
Okay, so he's ahead of Andrew Painter.
Yes. The whip of 1.45 is not
Head
good.
of
I
a
just
guy
wanted to
that
see.
is-
I wanted to see Amy's
He's
face
head of a
when I
guy
said
that
it.
literally just arrived
Yeah, I
here.
wanted to say. I wanted to see your face.
Yeah.
I have the lead.
5.06.
Yes.
Not great. But he pitched well yesterday, so give him his credit. Phillies win. So I was thinking about this morning when we were putting together the Handy Dandy show sheet. Can they get back to 500 in less than 2 weeks? So before they fired Dombrowski, I wish. Before they fired Rob Thompson, we were all saying,
Don't
all
talk
right,
about what we're dreaming of.
this is a stretch where you have winnable games on paper. Unfortunately, the Phillies were losing a lot of on-paper games because they sucked. They were 9-19 when they fired Rob Thompson. They begin their 3-game series with the Giants. They sweep them. They go to Miami for 4. They take 3 of 4. They have a 3-game series with the A's, who are in first place of their division because that division's bad right now. They play 3 games against the Rockies. They play 3 games against the Red Sox, who they fired their manager because they did, and the Phillies tried hiring said manager.
Yep.
And then it's 3 against the Pirates. So May 17th is when this date ends, all right? So that's 12 days from now. They begin a series with the Reds, who are playing good baseball this year, on May 18th. So before the Red series, Johnny.
Yes.
Can they get back to 500?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Carry the
12
one.
games. You got to go
9-3.
9-3. No, they cannot.
What? They've got the Rockies coming in.
They
and
cannot
the
go
A's.
9. This team's not going 9-3. 8-4, they can go.
Okay.
They can cut into it big time.
I'll take 1 game under.
Are you going to tell me, can they be there by Memorial Day? Yeah, they can be there by Memorial
All
Day.
right, get a little bit more
They'll
runway.
be there by Memorial Day. By Memorial Day, they'll be at 500.
Now, it is imperative that they do get to or around 500.
Why?
Because after that, it gets a little more difficult.
Yeah, just a bit.
What, the
the
road trip?
schedule.
3 at home against the Reds, 3 at home against the Guardians,
Yeah.
3 on the road against the Padres, 3 on the road against the Dodgers,
Home
3
with
at
the
home against the Padres. Then you get the White Sox. So there's a nice little
There's a
reprieve. Blue Jays, who I know aren't playing great baseball.
They're
They're a
not.
good team. Though.
They were in the World Series last
Yeah, they're a good
year.
club.
Then the Brewers,
Okay.
who are playing good baseball. So they need to
Yeah, they do, but I mean, it's not.
they need to start.
They need to start again.
They just have to take advantage
Remember,
of.
6 games under 500 on June 3rd, the 2 years that they went to the World Series Game 6 and NLCS Game 7. June 3rd.
Yeah, but I have an NL
They
East
do not.
ticket,
You
man.
said have to. They don't have to do anything.
Well, no.
They don't have
whoa,
to do
whoa,
anything.
Hold on. They have to
mean,
not go 9-19 again.
No, but they don't have to do anything as far as look. They were 6 games under on those seasons on June 3rd. They don't have to be at 500 by then. They don't have to be. I'd like them to be better than 6 games under 500. I'd like to be back at 500.
Yeah,
That'd be
I know,
great.
but if there's 6 games under 500 at the beginning of that stretch where it's Guardians, Padres, Dodgers, Padres, I don't like being there.
No, I don't either. But the Phillies have shown that they're pretty good against good teams.
They are
in the
In the regular
in the
season.
last recent
Yes.
year. They have been.
In the regular
They
season.
have been.
They've been good.
specifically.
Yeah.
They've been. They
They play
tend to
those
play
teams well.
very well against that, and so We'll see how it all turns out. I think they're going to get things straightened out, and I think that right now they're playing a more focused brand of baseball.
All right.
Let's put it this way.
All right. Let's check the poll of the day. Brought to us by Dr. Avidan Appel, Iron Mountain Men's Health. Poll's strong. 4 hours every single morning. I mean, he works magic. What do we got?
All right, so we have nearly 300 votes on this poll. After a rough night for the playoff teams last night, which loss leaves you feeling worse? 71% of responders say the Flyers, only 29% saying the Sixers.
I can't believe it.
I can totally believe that.
I can't.
I think it depends on how you read the question.
Yes.
So Amy, how would you answer said question? Which loss leaves you feeling worse, Flyers or Sixers?
Flyers.
All right.
It's just because it's the Hurricanes.
I voted Flyers.
Yeah, see, you have a little bit of an issue there.
It's the Hurricanes. You needed one, I thought, before you came back home. I still think that this team is super resilient.
You're not saying dead, but
right.
You
just
realize
if
how
I
hard
had
it
to
is.
choose, like,
Yeah. I
tough.
voted Flyers because I took that question as who has a better chance of moving on after last
That's how
night.
I took it.
But I'm more proud of the Flyers this morning.
Yeah, see, I took it as
than I am the Sixers this
who
morning.
do I think has the best chance? That's how I took it. Who has the chance of actually beating their opponent in this playoff round?
Yeah.
Is it the Hurricanes or is it the Knicks? And I went, well, I have a little bit more belief that the Sixers could right the ship against the Knicks than I do a little bit more. But as far as like who do I think is done like oh my gosh, look, I didn't think we'd be here. It's absolutely the Flyers.
Yeah, I'll be the bad guy today. I think the Flyers are dead. I'm sorry, and that doesn't mean you shouldn't believe in them if you're a fan out there, and it doesn't mean that I'm right.
Killed them.
No, I got crushed for this same mentality last week.
I can't. I truly don't understand it, but it's okay.
I mean, we haven't seen with the Sixers. We saw them do this exact thing in the previous series. I haven't seen this iteration of a young Flyers team get their teeth kicked in on the road and then
They
come
didn't get
back.
their teeth kicked in yesterday.
They did. They played great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yesterday, they did. I know they're just up against.
I'm proud of them this morning.
The Flyers have the clearly inferior roster against a really, really good team, and they went on the road and played a great game and should have won, but they didn't. They don't have enough closers. The Sixers went and didn't even give you an effort. Didn't even give you an effort.
I'll be interested to see. You should run that same exact poll on Thursday morning, before Game 3 and after 2 games of the Sixers-Knicks.
Okay. Okay.
Because now you have 2 games. Because you had 2 games for the Flyers. You have 2 games.
Yeah.
That's going to be a little bit more of your feeling.
Because math would tell you that the Flyers are up against it more than the Sixers.
Correct.
Right now. It's good working.
Math.
All right, coming up next. Ant Sanfilippo. He covers both the Flyers and the Phillies. So we could ask him about Magic Mattingly. Do you like that, Amy? I figured that could be the new shirt outside the stadiums. A playoff of Magic Mike. Magic Mattingly. No.
I was with you maybe until you said that it was a Magic Mike type of vibe, and then I just can picture the shirt that they're going to make down on the boardwalk. And
Should we start calling him Big Don? Because apparently people were outraged at what we said about.
Oh my gosh. Because Big Dom, he's helping them win games on the field.
Can we have Big Don T-shirts being made up? All right, coming up next, Ant Sanfilippo here, the Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
2 road playoff losses. I'm Connor Thomas, and it was not a great night at all for the Philadelphia playoff teams. They both had tough losses. The Flyers lost 3-2 to the Canes in overtime after getting a lot of chances in that overtime period. Taylor Hall had the winner for Carolina. Just a little over a minute left in the first overtime. The series now shifts back to Philadelphia. Game 3 is Thursday night as the Flyers look to keep their hopes alive by finding something on home ice. The Sixers got crushed by the Knicks 137-98 last night. New York shot the lights out in Game 1, and that was not lost on Paul George when he was asked about it after.
Yeah, we had breakdowns tonight, but they also shot the out of the ball. You know, they were hot, But, it's a game of adjustments. We'll make, adjustments, see what we need to get better at.
Jalen Brunson at 35 to lead all scorers in that game. But yes, as Paul George said, the Sixers, they have to adjust. They did so in the series with the Celtics, so we'll see if they can figure that out in Game 2 tomorrow at 7 p.m. Phillies beat the Marlins 1-0 last night. Aaron Nola threw 6 shutout innings. Bryce Harper's home run, the only run in the game. Phillies won 6-7. They start a series with the Athletics tonight at 6:40. We'll talk to Anthony Sanfilippo of On Patterson coming up next about that and the Flyers. This update is brought to you by AutoZone. You can get in the zone with AutoZone. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and get you back on the road. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone with AutoZone. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic.
We know you want to hear more of what Andrew and John have to say. Don't worry, we will. But first, let's hear what they got into earlier today on Kincade and Salciunas.
Flyers and Sixers both handed losses in their playoff games. We'll start with the Flyers, and it's just a bummer loss because the Flyers up 2-0 at one point. The Flyers played so well pretty much that entire game, and in overtime they played extremely well, but that doesn't matter. It's who gets the puck in the net in overtime to end the game, and that's what Taylor Hall did for the Carolina Hurricanes.
What the difference is that in the midst of that game, Andrew, it was a team that has literally 3, maybe even 4 lines of more skill and more experience. And even though the Flyers carried the play for at least 2.5, if not more, but they don't have finishers yet.
people were ready for this series, and it almost felt like the Sixers fans were a little bit more energized for the series than the Sixers players themselves going into the game. Now, I don't think it's because a lack of want. I think it was maybe tired legs and that emotion of Game 7, but you just can't come out that way. They come out the gate so slow and just giving the ball to Embiid over and over again.
I don't get that was the plan coming into that game. We saw Game 7. We saw the comeback 5, 6, 7. And we saw that after Game 4, that the approach of focus on Embiid, lean on Embiid, everything like that makes everybody else less. And I didn't understand the approach from the beginning last night, and I think it dug them a hole. I think that was done early.
Now back to the show.
Yep, that's what we've been talking about today. Mainly Sixers and Flyers. We've been mentioning the Phillies as well, who won their 6th game out of their last 7 yesterday. Aaron Nola pitched really well. But it's Sixers-Flyers postseason time, and unfortunately both teams were handed losses yesterday. The Flyers, you can say, hey, great effort. It's a shame they take their early 2-0 lead. Canes tie it late in the 3rd period. They go to overtime. Travis Konechny has the shot. Oh, my God.
It was right there. So we're all watching. It was a great night to be at NBC Sports Philadelphia because all the teams are going, which means we have all the analysts in. There's a lot interactive. And for those who don't know, we have just TVs everywhere. So you never know who's watching what channel. So when you hear like Ricky Bo, like, oh, my God, you don't know. Ricky Bo will react to anything. Sure. And Scott Hartnell sitting there and be like, oh.
He's a sportsman.
Scott Hartnell like, oh, my gosh. And then you realize he's talking about a play that is in the Phillies game. So it makes it so much fun. But when Konechny almost had that, it was like right there. There was a collective like groan of like that was right there.
Yeah, it was a rough missed shot, and then obviously overtime continues, and then Taylor Hall ends it for the Hurricanes. They take the 2-0 series lead, and you just don't feel great because the Flyers had a rough chance going into this series.
Yeah, it's the Hurricanes,
and you're now down 2-0 to them, and that sucks.
The cruise to their first round.
Yeah,
so.
You're in trouble.
Yeah. And then, of course, the Sixers yesterday arrived to New York. They arrived to the Garden.
I heard their names called.
They suited up. They played. It just did not go well at all. They lose 137-98. The second half, Nick Nurse is like, yeah, no, I'm just waving the white flag. Paul George, 6 minutes and 41 seconds. Same for Kelly Oubre. Embiid and Maxey, 5 minutes and 57 seconds each.
Half, yeah.
And we all agree with the strategy of shutting down.
Absolutely.
Totally fine.
You do not need to run up the minutes.
Right.
Joel Embiid took a really bad hit, an inadvertent one on a cross.
Thank you for
at
saying
the top.
inadvertent.
It was inadvertent. Midday-Bridges is not a dirty player. There's no way if you watch that a million times, which I've watched it at least 7.
If Draymond Green did it, all right, maybe I'd think
because he's giving you reason to have doubt.
Yeah.
It's not.
None with McKelvey.
Everybody that sets a pick at the top, you're supposed to. He just got caught unawares. He was trying to go back for the ball, so his midsection was a little
As
open.
we said, his cousin Devon, we wouldn't trust as far as we
Devon's
could throw.
not. You can't trust that guy.
We're not throwing. We don't trust him.
But let's face it, you don't want to risk any injury. You don't want to run up their minutes needlessly and get them even more tired. They were exhausted. Right. Let's just call it. They were not winning that game. It doesn't matter if the final score was 39 or 9. It was never going to be a win.
Yeah, it was.
We got to see like Tyler Kolek.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Tyler Kolek.
You thought you were back in the process days.
Tyler Kolek hit a 3, and I was like, of course he did. He's Tyler Kolek.
Tyler Kolek was 3 of 5 from the field yesterday.
Well, listen, it was a green light for all those guys. Why not? You're out there. When are they going to play in a playoff game in the 3rd quarter in Madison Square Garden again? When's that going to happen for those guys? Yeah, fire away.
Outstanding.
Who's this fella's name? Pacome Dadier? He plays for the Knicks.
Yeah, he did. He played last night.
P-A-C, and then he O with a little dash over top, M-E, and then D-A-D-I-E-T.
Sure.
Yeah.
He was in.
He's from France, so I would imagine
that's good. Thanks for that.
Daddy-A? Who's your Daddy-A?
They didn't hear. They were chanting that.
Oh, were they?
They were chanting all kinds of
They were chanting that when he came into the game.
Oh, dude, I was
Who's your Daddy-A?
I was checked out at that point, dude.
There was reason to check out.
40. I was not.
There was reason to check out.
I was ready for night, man. All right.
That's because you're done.
Thanks for staying up, Andrew.
Yeah, no, Amy, the second that game ended, well, no, I'll be honest. I turned it off before.
Yeah, a lot of people did. It's okay.
I went to bed, Amy.
Let's break down the last 5 minutes of that game.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
Let's
you may
do
tell
it.
you what happened? I got you.
Yeah.
All right, joining us now, we love talking to him. He covers both the Phillies and the Flyers for On Patterson. Last time we had him on was a Flyers focus. This time we'll do a little bit of both because the Phillies are now red hot, hottest team in town, 6 of their last 7. Our man Ant Sanfilippo joins us. Ant, good morning.
Morning, gentlemen, and Amy. How are you?
I'm good.
We are doing great.
Good.
Before we talk about the red hot Phillies, let's lead with the playoff performance of the Philadelphia Flyers yesterday. Look, game 1, it looked like they got outclassed, but curious what your takeaway was in game 2.
They were the better team in game 2, and they still didn't win. And I think that that's kind of indicative of what this series really is, guys, because Carolina is the class of the Eastern Conference, one of the 2 or 3 best teams in the NHL. And the Flyers got them off their game. They did everything that they wanted to do in game 2. They were able to pressure Carolina. They were able to get shots on goal. They were able to do all the things that they talked about and still lost. And it's a little bit of a gut punch because they really felt like they should have won that game, and they probably should have. You look at the overtime, and Travis Konechny has a breakaway and doesn't even get the shot on goal. Like, that's a killer, right? That's a killer. Mishkov had an opportunity that just hits a stick before it was going into the net. They got snake bitten a couple of times. But, look, you got to cash in. You have 7 power play chances. You've got to cash in on more than just the first one. You have some opportunity. You have a 2-0 lead. You need that third goal. Like, the final step that was needed, they just didn't have the ability or the talent to do it, and they let a really good team get back in the game, and then it's an ugly goal that beats you. And that's just kind of how it is sometimes when the other team is better than you are.
And that's where they're at right now. I mean, the series isn't over. They're coming home.
No.
What is the most sustainable thing that you saw in game 2 that you think they'll be able to carry to game 3?
The way that they attacked Carolina, they really got Carolina out of their game, which I didn't think they could do. I give them a lot of credit for that because Carolina is a very disciplined, structured team. And Carolina got all out of sorts because the Flyers attacked their pressure. Rather than skate away from the pressure, they attacked it. They tried to go through guys, and they drew penalties. They got them they created opportunities because they got them playing out of position. You continue to do that, you're going to get your chances, right? So that's the impressive thing. And if they keep doing that, they'll have their opportunities. They just have to finish. And that was what they weren't able to do enough last night. Now, you go forward and you keep Carolina on their heels a little bit. They're beatable at that point. But it requires you to play a game at a high energy level, at a high pace, consistently throughout. They did it in game 2. Can you do that again in games 3, 4, 5, 6? You're going to have to win 4 out of 5 now, right? Can you do that consistently? I'm not sure that they can play at that pace, at that level, at that speed, at that intensity for five more games. That's the thing that you got to be concerned about, I think.
Yeah, and when you're looking at it, it was such a huge adjustment after getting, I mean, they were never 3-0. They were never in that game. And I think they made that big adjustment. So you're wondering, is it almost more deflating to come that close in game 2? Or is it something you can look at and be like, hey, we were right there if we just do this, this, and this going forward? You know what I mean? Like, because you could go it one way or the other, because if you just got blown off again, it's just like, all right, well, we're back against, the wall, and we're even not in this, and we're just going to kind of play too freely. But maybe you can play tighter because you were so close in game 2.
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, because I look at this team and they have, as Rick Tocchet said in his post-game press conference last night, he said, we've, been told we've been dead before and we've climbed out of the grave, right? They had a 3.8% chance of making the playoffs on March 9th, and yet here we are 2 months later, and we're going into Game 3 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, right? So they have been a resilient team, and so you tend to think that because of the way that they believe in themselves, that they're not just going to let this bury them. Like, they're not going to let yes, this hurt. Yes, this one probably was one that ends up being the determinant in the series. That said, they're not just going to shy away. They're not going to wilt away. I think that you're going to see them play a very similar style game in Game 3. You win that, you're back in the series, right? you still have an opportunity. So I think you're going to see them give that kind of effort in Game 3. Game 3 will look a lot more like Game 2 than it did Game 1, especially with 2 days off in between instead of just the 1 day off. So I think you're going to get that out of them. I'm just not sure that as much as they might have the will, that they have the way to do it 5 times.
Any idea if Owen Tippett will return for Game 3?
I have a feeling that he's closer to coming back than not. I don't know. The interesting thing, and I don't know if you guys saw it, I'm sure a couple places have reported it, as we were leaving the building last night, we were walking away from the locker room. We all saw Noah Cates being carted back to the locker room. He couldn't walk. He had a walking boot in his hand. So we don't know what the status is there. The Flyers didn't give us an update or anything after the game. So
lower body injury.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, of course. that's what it is.
Bill Belichick.
But we don't know how severe. Yeah, we don't know how severe. So, yeah, I think Tippett, they might try, just for this purpose of his skating ability and his speed and that can help. You saw the addition of Carl Grunstrom, of all people. You saw what adding him to the lineup did. He forces that turnover and feeds Couturier for the second goal. Like, that's the kind of stuff that you need. Owen Tippett can give you that, at least that. So I think you might see him in Game 3.
What do you believe the addition of Don Mattingly has brought the Phillies?
I just think it was kind of a wake-up call. I look at the way Mattingly puts his lineups together and manages the game. There's a couple small things that are a little bit different than what Rob Thompson was doing, but not overtly different. Not like, oh my gosh, this is a whole new style. I think it's more of the team was sitting around waiting for something to happen, and then once it happened, it was like, okay, now we got to wake up, and they did. And look, you're getting better pitching too, right? Sanchez had a really good game. Luzardo's last 2 starts have been excellent. Aaron Nola had a 6-inning shutout, the 6 shutout innings last night. Like, you're seeing all of those things come to. This is what you expected from them. And yes, they're playing some weaker opposition. I get it. But this is what you expected from the Phillies. So I'm not sure that it's what Don Mattingly himself has done. It's just more the situation has changed, and they've kind of woken up to the fact that, oh, we need to play like we're supposed to play and not how we were playing when we lost, 11 of 12.
Yeah, and when you think about it, that happened, in 2022, and they were able to sustain that. I guess that's the big question is everybody gets a little bit of a boost when you fire the coach or the manager. I feel like you've seen that a lot across all sports over the last, couple of decades where it's been more common to fire you mid-season. You wonder if that's going to be sustainable because it is the same team that it was on opening day as it is right now, and it's going to be June 1st, July 1st, September 1st, August 1st. I said that out of order. But is it sustainable? Is that kind of jolt sustainable? Is this a wake-up call enough where they have to realize that they can't just do it in April and the beginning of May? It has to be done in the dog days of summer too?
Yeah, Amy, I think that, I look at this team and I've always believed in the pitching. So I kind of knew that the pitching would come around regardless of the managerial change. I just felt like that was what was going so south during. Yeah, the hitting was not there either, but the bad starting pitching was not what you expected. Then Wheeler comes back; he's been really good, and like I said, and all this stuff. And so I kind of knew that the pitching would get you there, and so you kind of figured they'd get somewhat turned around. I'm still concerned with the lineup. I mean, you look at a game like last night, you win 1-0, right? I mean, they're not producing. And for all of the, Bryson Stott and the Empanadas and, in Miami, and then, Alec Boehm's starting to get a few hits, but it's just not enough. There's gaping holes in the lineup after Schwarber and Harper, and I'm not certain that that's going to be rectified over time unless you add some pieces at the deadline. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess the thought process is play well enough until you get to July so that you're still in this thing, and then see if Dombrowski can fix it then, because I'm not sure that this group as constituted, is good enough to do what it needs to do come September and October.
It was always Dombrowski. But they needed to make a change, and they did, and it's worked, at least for now, 6 of the last 7. And we appreciate the time, man. Keep up the great work for On Patterson, both with your Phillies and Flyers
Thanks,
coverage.
buddy.
We'll be reading.
Yeah, anytime, guys. Thanks.
Series Ant Sanfilippo. Yeah, I mean, look, it's still Dave Dombrowski. And we'll see. What are they going to do at the deadline?
They have to do something.
What
with
year
that.
is it?
Yeah. Well, rinse and repeat.
It's the same.
We're going to be looking for an outfield bat with power.
Wow.
Oh.
It's 2026, Amy. Believe it or not. Right-handed pop. Hey, Dallas Garcia, 2 hits.
It's funny that the other refrains that have been so similar for the other teams, the Eagles, it was linebacker for, 2 decades?
Yes.
For 3-4 decades for the Flyers, it was goaltending.
Yep.
Now we have one for the Phillies.
No, we've had one for. They have not developed an outfielder.
Yep, that's what I mean. Now we have one. That's like the last 10 years.
Who was who was the last outfielder?
Don Brown.
No. That developed and actually was good. Like
he was an all-star.
For more than 5 minutes.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to remember. Bobby Bray was an Astro before he came here. Pat Burrell was drafted as an infielder. But
Infielder,
they
right?
at least
Was he a third baseman?
Third baseman.
Third baseman.
Like, I'm trying to think of the last outfielder. They tried Moniak, stinks, unless he plays in Colorado. Adam Hazley, I don't think he's in Major League Baseball anymore.
Justin Crawford's good. That streak's already over.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll see.
You got to give him Pat Burrell. They can't give him Pat Burrell?
He was infielder.
They converted him.
Okay, I mean, they draft guys as catchers. Who cares? I don't care what you get drafted as.
If anybody gets drafted as a catcher and becomes a reliever, they stink.
No, I meant a first baseman.
No, I'm talking about Ricky Vitalico.
Oh,
Ricky
Vitalico was a catcher.
You have to ask Ricky.
Ricky wasn't
You guys
drafted.
have to ask Ricky about being an enforcer.
Remember, Ricky wasn't drafted. Ricky is one of
correct.
the most amazing stories.
Truly,
Honestly.
at a beer league. But ask him about being an enforcer on the ice. Ask him about that. I will say nothing else.
And Ricky wasn't drafted into radio either. You know, he's just a grinder and a mucker and a grinder.
He was kind of drafted into radio. He was just like there, and they just were like, we'll take this guy.
We'll just take him.
We'll take that guy.
By the way, what a great job he did when Mr. Barkamp was traveling.
He did a great job.
Really
great
job.
He absolutely did. Coming up, by the way, on Friday. How about this, Johnny? I think you said you're going to stop by.
I am stopping by because it's back almost out in the neighborhood. Almost out in
Middays with Marks.
Yes.
When I think of John Marks, I think of the PGA Tour.
Do you really?
John Marks and Sean Brace this Friday will be at the PGA Championship merchandise store at the Aronimink Golf Club in Newtown Square.
I got to tell you, I think of more old masters when I think of John Marks.
Oh yeah,
the old the Muni like Goose course next to Rafferty Subaru.
Yeah, we're like
I don't think of
your ball maybe have gotten absconded.
Yeah, I don't think of Aronimink and John Marks. So go on.
I do. He's high
should-
class at John
So this Friday?
This Friday, you should go and check out the show.
I'm going to.
And here's the other deal. If you're a big golfer, big fan of golf, they will be giving away a $100 gift card.
I'm going to be there.
Each hour.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
That's $400.
That's good math on your part.
2026 PGA Championship is not until next week, but you can get a jump
Live
on the
broadcast,
merch
right?
with John and Sean in the 50,000 square foot PGA Shops merchandise store open this weekend. No ticket required.
Wow.
Hours are Friday through Sunday from 9 to 6. Pick up your official PGA Championship merchandise early, beat the crowds, and get your photo taken with the Wanamaker Trophy.
I wonder if they need some good food from out in Landview. I can get some of the restaurants to bring by something to eat. Yeah.
Do that. Or
maybe
you can win a $25 gift card to Roy Rogers.
Oh!
And use it and then bring the food.
Did someone get your bread answer?
Yes, Trevor from Percy.
Well done.
We need a Roy
Sourdough.
Rogers.
Congratulations to Trevor. You got a $25 gift card. We'll give our next $25 gift card out in the next segment. Speaking of the next segment, football talk.
And it looks good.
You know, the Sixers and Flyers both lost, so we might as well ignore them for the rest of the show.
Big Dom probably did this.
We get the NFL schedule later this month, and someone is doing analysis of the strength of schedule based off of the opponents. First place schedule, but top 10 easiest? It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. You could probably make bets on the Birds right now. Go to your FanDuel Sportsbook app. If you like the over in their win total, you can do that now. But, of course, We are in the thick of the NBA playoffs, and FanDuel, in partnership with Valley Forge, is giving you even better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long. With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you could stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment. From spreads to player points to threes and more, build it all in one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. So if you're betting the same-game parlays this NBA season, bet them on FanDuel, and I think the Sixers do bounce back. Am I guaranteeing a win tomorrow night? No, but that 6.5-point line, I think the Sixers cover. I think Tyrese Maxey, take a look at his point total. There is no way he's going to play as poorly as he did, and I believe that they were actually going to utilize him this time. So take a look at some of the Maxey props as well. More options, better payouts, all NBA playoffs long. Just head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Player game, 21 plus, and present in Pennsylvania. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A rough playoff night. I'm Connor Thomas, and that's what it was for the Sixers and Flyers last night. The Flyers fell 3-2 to the Hurricanes in overtime down in Carolina. They got a lot of chances in that extra period, including Travis Konechny having the game on his stick, but he could not get the job done. He talked about it afterwards.
It's got to go in. We played good tonight. Like I said, I should have finished that. It should have been over. We're going home with a win, but we're going home to our fans now. We know what it's like there, so we're excited.
Ultimately, it was Taylor Hall with the winner for Carolina, but Konechny's right. Game 3 back home in Philadelphia Thursday night as the Flyers look to get something going in that series. The Sixers need to get something going in theirs, even though it's only been one game. It was a rough one. 137-98 the final as the Knicks ran it up. Jalen Brunson had 35 to lead all scorers. Game 2 of that series is tomorrow at 7 p.m. You can hear it live right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Phillies beat the Marlins 1-0 last night as Aaron Nola threw 6 shutout innings. Bryce Harper's home run was the only run in the game. Phillies have won 6 of their last 7. They host the Athletics tonight at 6:40, starting a series at the bank. Christopher Sanchez faces Luis Severino in that matchup. Amy Fidel remains with us for the remainder of the show. This update is brought to you by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Salciunas.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
The final hour of Kincade and Salciunas is presented to you by The Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. You can get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. You need details? Go to Bagster.com.
All right, it's 9:31 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. It is a Tuesday with Amy. All right, real quick. I don't think you guys can even guess.
What?
So last night, I was, it was a sleepy night. It was a late night last night, and the Flyers just had to go to overtime because the way the Sixers game was going, I thought, all right, Flyers win in regulation. I'm going to bed. The Sixers are not coming back, and if they do miraculously come back, I will watch it tomorrow morning before I come into work. Then they tie it to Canes, and then they go to overtime. Yeah. All right, well.
And at the end, I mean, it was all of overtime.
Let's go. We're going through it. So, I'm tired. So I needed something to, give me a jolt of energy. So there's coffee, but I'm not going to drink coffee at 10, what was it, 10?
No.
30 at night. I'm not going to be able to fall asleep. So the Easter basket was still out there of candy.
Wait a minute. The Easter basket's still sitting out?
Yeah, I mean, I don't let my son eat 6 pieces of candy.
No, but it's still sitting out like the basket itself?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still out there.
Okay.
So
okay.
The Easter bunny at our house did a great job.
Nicely done, Bunny.
The Reese eggs.
Yep.
The Kit Kat bars that look like the
I'm
bunnies.
sorry, these have survived since Easter?
Oh yeah, I'm really good.
And it's still sitting out.
I was a fat child, so I'm really good at not eating certain things.
Where's it sitting? I'm sorry to distract.
Do you have to walk by
Where's it sitting? Where is it? Where is it in the house?
We have a little table, an end table near our couch.
So you walk by it all the time?
And the Easter basket is still sitting there?
I have great
Full?
It's May 5th.
I have great restraint.
It's May 5th. It's more than a month since Easter.
I feel like we need to have a chat, though, maybe about the
Putting it away.
overindulgence of the Easter Bunny.
Great,
and I'm
great.
guessing this thing happens at Halloween and at Christmas as well.
But here's the problem. It was also full because Coop's Daycare, they do the parties. And they do 2 days a week of parties because
do they do food at the parties and candy?
All the kids bring candy.
Oh, see, most...
Yeah.
we can't have
mine's
that.
an old school daycare.
Really?
I like
I
it
like
that way.
Wow.
And so the Easter Bunny at the Salciunas household brought the goods. But
and left them.
But at the party,
too many.
You're probably buying the cheaper stuff because you're like, all right, I'm buying candy for all these
You
kids.
buy it in bulk. It depends,
Yeah.
but yes.
So what do you guys think I ate yesterday to just try to... I needed a sugar
Off-brand
rush.
jelly beans.
Milk duds.
You're close.
Milk duds in the little cardboard box.
There are Whoppers in there. I did not touch the Whoppers. I needed something with more of a kick.
Smarties.
Straight sugar?
It's basically straight sugar, and it's an OG.
Fun dip?
Did you fun dip it?
Bottle
No,
caps.
I went the brick, not the little ones, the brick Tootsie Roll.
Oh, I love Tootsie Rolls.
The one where it's got the little indentions?
No,
Yes.
I love the Tootsie Rolls.
And to make matters worse, I basically went back to my high school days. I threw it in as a lip. I was...
Dude,
I
a Tootsie
I need
Rolls
to
are
get that
great.
immediate
Hell
rush.
yeah,
Put the
brother.
whole thing in there, and you're just gnawing on it like it's cud.
I was doing Red Band. I was
Had the spittoon.
I was trying to get that immediate kick of sugar.
A Tootsie Roll's great.
Yeah, but
item.
this is the long Tootsie Roll.
No,
you
yeah.
put,
Yes,
you put
those
it in
are
as
delicious.
if it's cud.
Did you take
Just chewed on it.
two of the nubs?
No, I
No,
went.
he put the whole
I
thing
went
in there
full
like it was like
brick.
he
Oh
was
man,
like it was an old school
I went full brick,
Chaw.
bro.
like
And
David Ivan on a pill. Very much similar.
chaw. You put it in as if it was chaw.
just like it. So that lasted me
My God.
all of overtime because I wasn't chewing on it because I just needed it.
I just had the visual of you in high school with your chaw, and
I'm more of a long cut Tootsie Roll man myself.
Dude.
It's incredible.
I mean,
experiment.
Yep.
So you
Would
say
agree.
you love a Tootsie Roll. I don't think I've ever.
I love Tootsie
heard
Roll.
anybody
You know what's
say-
really good are the flavored Tootsie Rolls.
Oh, I don't.
Yes.
See, I don't
The
do
orange.
that.
Delicious.
See, I don't do it.
Delicious.
Not
Orange
doing
is
it.
strong.
Those are elite. That's an elite secret candy. I'm a vanilla fan,
Oh yeah,
Wow.
vanilla's good.
but
yeah.
the flavored Tootsie Roll, that's an elite.
Nah,
Sneaky
don't do
candy.
that. Just the regular chocolate.
I don't
have
hear.
you had the flavored one?
I don't.
I
hear-
won't. I won't. I'm one of my weird food things. Just won't do it. Just won't do it.
Because it tastes good.
No, I don't like it, but I don't like I don't like orange.
Well, no, they've got lemon. They've got
I don't like
vanilla.
yeah,
You don't like vanilla?
Yeah. No.
Clearly.
Not like in
No,
candy.
he's a very
No.
particular.
Yeah, very particular.
Very particular.
He loves
person.
chocolate
Could you believe that?
Very particular.
Shocking.
Yo, dude chimes in. The bleep Tunis, you turn a Tootsie Roll into beef jerky.
Seriously.
Pretty much, man. I need something.
I needed the visual of you. I've got to see it. Of you just having it. Like
I think there's another one in there. I'll maybe.
What?
Yeah.
Please
it
bring
looks
it
like
tomorrow.
you got chewing. That's
Plus,
so great.
I can't get past the Easter basket being out on the end table.
What's wrong? I don't know why it's so crazy.
It's a month after Easter.
All right. Well, every once in a while, you want a little fix.
Yeah, but I mean, the candy can be put like in a candy bin or something. But like the Easter basket sitting out a month later is just shocking. Because you're particular about your house.
I am.
Cleaning and everything like that. That's an oddity.
It's all contained in the basket.
It is contained in the
It just
basket.
looks odd.
Just there's a basket sitting out.
It'd be like you'd leave the Halloween pumpkin out like past Thanksgiving?
No. We only decorate for one holiday. It's Christmas. We don't.
There's not really. Usually it's a bag, a Halloween candy bag.
Yeah.
So we
Can't
used to have
leave
the
that out.
plastic pumpkins. We were Delco. The little plastic pumpkins.
That's not enough candy. You'd have
it's
to make
terrible.
17 trips.
Then we put them in a knapsack. Like a,
Well, yeah, but you start with that.
Before we get yelled at.
Before we get completely off target.
Strength of schedule, Johnny.
This
have
is
it.
easy.
It's-
This is good.
And it's crazy because the Eagles are a first-place team, and yet.
And they have Warren Sharp, by the way, sharpfootballanalysis.com if you want to go to the website. But just follow Warren Sharp. One of the best, I think, as far as analyzing the NFL if you're into nerd stuff. And I love nerd stuff. The Eagles have the 7th easiest schedule in the NFL. Of all the 32 schedules, based on their opponents.
Last year's opponents. Record.
And they figured.
No, it's based on their predicted
numbers of
Vegas
this,
win total.
of this year.
That's what I was asking.
So this is, but here's the strange thing. They have the easiest schedule in the division. And they're the first place team. Yeah. The Eagles have the 7th easiest schedule.
Cowboys have a tough. I remember
the Cowboys have the 29th. The Commanders have the 25th.
Yeah, Cowboys
29th easiest?
This is the strength of schedule is that they've we're getting into the authority send down. We're talking about. This is just weird. This is just a weird.
Cowboys at home, obviously division teams. Then they have Jags, Titans, Ravens, Cardinals, Niners, Bucks on the road division. Then they have Packers, Texans, Colts, Seahawks, Rams. Like that's
a lot of playoff teams.
That's the Cowboys have a difficult road.
Lions, Saints, Bengals, Browns, Jets is the easiest schedule's top 5. Then it's Ravens, Eagles, 49ers, Colts, Chiefs. Eagles have an easy path.
As of now. I mean, look, when the if the schedule comes out and they have 3 road games.
I get you, but the thing is, the teams that are on it still looks good. Like it really does look good that where they're sitting. And so to me, you got to be saying, wow, that's pretty cool. What's really weird, though, is the whole anomaly of it's really odd that the Eagles are sitting there with the easiest schedule by far in the division.
Now,
that makes no sense.
Part of it, again, this is off of the Vegas projected win total. So the Eagles have a higher projected win total than each of the 3 teams in the division. So when the Eagles play the Commanders, Giants, Cowboys, that projected win total
and that hurts them.
Is lower than what they will face when they play the Eagles. So there is reasons to it.
There is, but the thing is, Warren Sharp, here's where I would give it to you. Warren Sharp's analysis of strength of schedule, because I knew that people would come with that and go, well, wait a minute, it's based on a different thing. Warren Sharp does it based on Vegas projected win totals.
Sure.
If you go by the just basic strength of schedule meter,
right,
where you say based on last year's results, Warren Sharp's strength of schedule meter has beaten that ranking, has been more accurate than that ranking 9 of the last 10 seasons.
Oh, wow.
All right.
So it comes from a good place of education.
Because they study
projections.
Because he studies Vegas.
Right.
Because he studies the gambling edges. They study these teams so much. So 9 of the last 10 years following Warren Sharp's strength of schedule is more accurate than following the strength of schedule ranking. So when
which
he
are
says
usually
this,
based on last year as much as they are.
that's what they are based.
Yeah, so
they
it's like-
also don't have Kevin Patullo as the offensive coordinator.
They don't. Here's another thing too. The strength of schedule doesn't take into when you see that. Here's the strength of schedule based on last year's win totals. They also don't take into consideration there's no component given as far as to where you play teams.
Right.
Which bothers me.
Yeah, like are you
playing Denver
Are you
in
playing
Denver?
Seattle in Seattle?
Right.
Or are you playing them here?
Are you in Australia?
There's no
are you in
component.
Rio?
Like if you played Seattle in Australia, you have an advantage over playing them at Seattle.
Absolutely.
Like the schedule does nothing. That strength of schedule that tells you, well, how hard's your schedule, doesn't give you anything for that. And that always bothers me.
Yeah, if you play, let's say you play Seattle.
Yeah, that should be taken into effect.
Right, and it doesn't.
Let's play Seattle in Seattle, then you come back to play the Giants, then you go back to L.A.
That's
that
brutal.
travel sucks.
Yeah.
And playing Detroit at Detroit or playing Detroit outdoors, playing dome teams outdoors.
Well, and also like those West Coast teams, if they're having a trip like that, like Seattle, obviously a very good team. They're not as good on the East Coast.
No, and they're coming
reasons.
here this year.
So it's like if they had the similar thing of like, well, they were in the East Coast and they had the West Coast and the East Coast. So these should take into those.
I'm excited.
That should be taken into
I
account.
think it's exciting.
By the way, that L.A. Seattle thing, good thing is Eagles don't have to travel out there this year. They both come here. Your home opponents, obviously the division rivals, then Rams, Seahawks, Panthers, Steelers, Colts, Texans. On the road, other than the division, Titans, Jags, Bears, Niners, Cardinals.
I like the schedule a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Now we'll see if we like the way it falls.
W's and L's comes your way later this month.
W's and L's.
Can't wait.
Yeah. You're going to be a little sick that day?
I got a little cold.
All
Amy, you good that Friday? In case it's a Thursday.
I feel like my
a little early.
throat is a little
She doesn't want to play it either.
I'll do it solo. Screw it.
I'll be here.
Coming up next,
I love W's and L's.
we preview Connor Thomas' show tonight.
Two of my top 26 letters.
We do an outlook of the rest of the week. We finally have a relaxing night tonight, unless you're going to live and die by this Phillies game specifically. We'll sort of preview the rest of the week coming up next. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. And how about that? What timing? It's as if we knew we were going to do this segment when we were. Let's talk about Philly sports trips, shall we? Andrew Salciunas here. Me and 97.5 The Fanatic, we got something really cool for you. For you Birds fans out there, we're teaming up with Philly Sports Trips as we have for a long time. Congratulations to Vince and his team celebrating what will be their 10th season, putting together epic road games for you, and this one's going to be huge. We gave you the opponents: Dallas, New York, Washington, Jacksonville, Chicago, San Fran, Arizona, but everybody's got their eyes on one of those destinations, and it's the one that I haven't mentioned yet. Nashville against the Titans. Trust me, this is more than just a game. They do the round-trip travel for you, hotels, game tickets, an exclusive fan experience, and a full-on takeover of Nashville. If you go to their website now, phillysportstrips.com, you can already see the events that team has planned for you. They have a great hangout day. They have a great party. They have a concert for you. So much to already do. And, of course, the game itself. That's pretty cool. So if you ever wanted to roll into an away game with a crew of diehard Birds fans and turn a full weekend into an incredible experience, this is how you do it. I'm speaking off of experience. I've done numerous trips with Philly Sports Trips for numerous teams, but man, does Vince do it right with this Eagles team. Look, schedule's about to come out, so you know that when it does, people are going to rush to the website and book their trip. Why don't you get ahead of it now before those spots disappear? Go to phillysportstrips.com. All you got to do is make your deposit, start planning, grab your crew, check out the details now, phillysportstrips.com. That's phillysportstrips.com. Get ready because Nashville is going to see a whole lot of green.
Fanatic.
Yep, we're here. So is Amy. It's a Tuesday with Amy Fidel in studio with us. We're about to hand things over to Middays with Marks. Johnny Marks, Sean Brace, Ray Dunn. They come your way at 10 o'clock. All right, we have the second $25 gift card to give away to Roy Rogers. Again, thank you to Roy Rogers for dropping off some incredible food earlier today. Roy Rogers in Cherry Hills now offering free coffee with any purchase. Come grab a quality breakfast at Roy Rogers, and it sure as hell was quality.
Oh, it's quality, and it's great.
Their breakfast sandwiches are delicious on your choice of sourdough, croissant, or biscuits. Download the app and order ahead. And John, as a Southern man that you are, you raved about the biscuit. So
Gotta love
great.
it. Yeah, Southern Delco, but it was great. But it was delicious. I don't think you can find many good biscuits up here, and that was a really good biscuit. Even though that biscuit lady has come to, and she gives that and Roy Rogers is about the best you can get. Well, she's come to the borough now.
The biscuit lady didn't offer a $25 gift card to our audience.
We love it. That's awesome.
What did I use as if it was chewing tobacco yesterday to get that jolt of energy for the overtime period? Because I didn't want to have coffee.
That is a great
610-632-0975. Let's go with caller number texter number 5, because it's Cinco de Mayo. 555. Even though we did 5 the last time, but it's Cinco de Mayo. And John Kincaid's anniversary of being engaged is today,
Yes.
Amy.
Oh.
5-5, baby.
And even more importantly, 11 years ago today, I got drunk and did a psych final.
Yeah, much more important.
Much more important than John Kincaid's engagement. All right, let's do our...
I don't think that's how that works. But I'm glad you remember that for the psych final. Obviously, you passed?
I got a B. Yeah.
Oh.
I got a B.
Well,
I
good grade for
probably
you.
could have done... No, I was actually good at psych. I could have done better.
That says a lot, doesn't
But
it,
I
John?
reeked of margaritas. And,
well, it's not a bad thing to reek of.
Yeah, well, I don't know if the person sitting next to me really appreciated
enjoyed
it
it.
all that much. All right. Sixers, Flyers. We finally have a well-deserved day off. Forget that the Sixers need a day off and that the Flyers need a day off.
How about sleep?
We need a day off. We do have a Phillies game today. Phillies begin a 3-game series with the Sacramento Athletics. We're all used to saying that.
Did they actually call themselves
no,
that?
they don't.
No, they don't say that. No, they're just the A's.
Yeah, there is
They're
no.
just the Athletics because they will be the Las Vegas
Yeah,
Athletics.
there is no city or state.
So you got 2 of your guys going this series. Christopher Sanchez, game 1. Zach Wheeler, game 2. And then Andrew Painter, we'll see how he bounces back. It's been a rocky start. He goes game 3. Luis Severino, who's still pitching. Jeffrey Springs and J.T. Ginn, no relationship to Teddy Ginn, the former wide receiver.
Oh, yeah, Ohio State.
Yes. Any Panthers?
Sure.
Ted,
yeah,
Teddy
Panthers.
Ginn, yeah.
Like a return man, too, maybe.
So the Phillies, they play the next 3 days. But we are off today playoff-wise, so it's baseball.
It's like a regroup day.
Baseball in the background day.
Yeah.
I don't need a lock-in for this. As much as I would love to watch Christopher Sanchez, I need a bit of a reprieve.
Yeah, you do.
You're watching it, but you're not like
It's background
living and
day.
dying over
Yeah,
every
like,
pitch.
You know, Coop wants to play with something, sure, I'll play. Whereas the last couple of nights, I'm like, what's your name? The Sixers are on, buddy. Flyers are on, buddy. Flyers are off until Thursday. So we have Sixers tomorrow, game 2, 7 o'clock here on 97.5 The Fanatic. The beauty of sort of refreshing this is we don't have any more conflicts as of now.
Which is nice.
No.
Because the last couple of games have, unfortunately for us, even though we're happy for our sister station, WMMR, it's nice when we get
both.
Yep. Sixers tomorrow at 7. Flyers Thursday at 8.
Well, they're ours.
Sixers Friday at 7. Flyers, I love a 6 o'clock Saturday. I appreciate that. I really do. And
Long
then
as
How
Father
much do you
Riley
love a
gets
3:30
everybody.
Sunday, though?
I like it.
I like a 3:30 Sunday.
So Amy Fidel, happy almost Mother's Day.
Thanks.
Yes.
Well, what's like you're working?
Yeah. What do you think? What am I
gotta
doing?
work.
So what do you do Mother's Day?
I wake up in the morning. I'll have we have a baseball game, I think at 9.
That's
We'll
incredible.
go to that for Shawnee.
Yeah.
I'll come home, I'll get ready for work, and I'll head into work.
They'll be like, thanks, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. That is your
Every
that's your
day-
life as a
every
mother.
day is
right?
Mother's Day.
Hell
Right.
Yeah.
That's your life
Every
as a
day
mother.
is
though.
Mother's Day.
So you'll be home what, like 8 o'clock Sunday night?
Yeah.
So you'll at least like have like
No, the
I'll
kids
see
will
my
be
humans.
asleep.
yeah.
I'll see my humans.
You'll see the
Shawnee
people.
will be awake.
You'll see the people that allowed you
They'll be
to
up.
celebrate Mother's Day at 8 o'clock
I'm
at
off,
night.
I'm off on
Mother's Day.
Saturday, a rare off Saturday for me. So we'll probably
Okay.
do something nice.
I think all those baseball leagues having games on Mother's Day.
They do that for like a celebration. They usually have mimosas for the moms
Yeah.
and pastries out.
We did the pink bats.
Yeah, they
one
do a lot of
year.
that.
Yeah.
Or they
Kinda
could
nice.
just give them the day.
I know. I feel bad when I was
As if you think that we wouldn't be doing something else. At least give our kids an activity. That way they're out of the house. Actually, it's pretty welcome.
Oh, so did you? Yeah, but you go to the game.
Of course I go to the games.
Of course she does.
Yeah, my mom.
I also help run Game Changer, so I'm always
Oh
at
yeah,
those
you're
games.
working. Yeah, so you're
I love
actually, you're
those
working
games.
on Mother's Day. Unbelievable.
Good stuff, though.
And then do the Flyers play Monday? Yeah, so the Flyers begin, if necessary, hopefully.
Game 5.
Hopefully necessary.
Hopefully necessary.
No, Game 5
Then
we'll plan on
Tuesday.
it. Let's plan on it.
All right, let's plan on Game 5 Monday night.
And then Tuesday will be Game 5 of the Sixers.
Man,
I'll keep it going.
let's go, dude. Just keep going. All right, well, everybody be ready.
That's the Vegas Stadium live camera. Where that's the live camera of the
Why is it
Vegas
moving?
A's.
Why do you have that?
Because you brought up the
What?
Vegas A's, so I looked at the live cam of the Vegas A's.
Why
I
is the live
didn't
camera
know they
moving?
had one.
Yes, they have the live camera.
Are you sure
right
that's
on the strip.
live?
Yeah,
Why is it moving?
because they're already digging. They're already digging.
No,
dirt
the
building.
camera was moving, not the
Oh,
people
it's
on
a
it.
it's a moving camera that
Got
just
it.
constantly.
Well, just like the
scans
Flyers game last night, there was a guy just standing in
Standing
front
there.
of
They
it.
want
so
to move.
had
They want to move the camera. Just they don't have that. So there's not the construction work on the back of his hard hat.
No. They have a camera just.
You
constantly
would be a
moving.
live camera feed guy.
Well, that'll be when Bryce Harper begins his career there. You'll go see him play there. That's what it'll be.
When is that happening?
Could be a few years.
All right.
Could be a few years.
We'll see. After he wins a few rings for Philadelphia.
They may never lose again.
They already lost one with Don.
Right, I'm saying again.
Oh, okay.
That's
They
his one
never
token
know.
loss.
That was it.
Amy, thank you as
Thank
always.
you guys.
Thanks,
See you on
See you
Friday.
on Friday. Everybody have a great rest of your day. We have Middays with Marks, Johnny Marks, Sean Brace, Ray Dunn coming your way next. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning on an Adam Schefter Wednesday. And then the Sixers look to bounce back. Fingers crossed. Talk to you tomorrow.
Now,